in the machine, and kablamo, it pushes out the car. You can either test drive it or buy it on the spot. I'm Jeremy Roth.
And that should do it for America in the Morning for Wednesday, November 18th of 2015. Also new under the sun, there's a peculiar pair of pals at the Richmond, Virginia Zoo, a cheetah cub and a puppy introduced to each other. American in space. He would have been, I should say, 92 today. Actress Linda Vaquero is 76 today. Comedian Kevin Nealon, 62. Our producer is Tom Delac. Senior producer Kevin Delaney. We're online at jimbotalk.net. You can follow me on Twitter at Jimbo Talks. I'm Jim Bohannon, and this is Westwood One.
The Chad Benson Show.
Look, I've said all along, Obamacare is here to stay. You knew I didn't like it because I don't like the government being involved in anything. But I also knew that once it got involved, it was never going away. And this was eventually going to lead to a system that became a single-payer system. We will have a single-payer system in the next decade.
The Chad Benson Show.
Hi, this is Chad Benson. Please check out my show this afternoon from 3 to 6 on KMAS Newsradio.
Tune in all season long to NFL Insider on Westwood One. Hi, this is Mark Malone. Join me each week as we whip around the league and break down the NFL. We'll hear from today's stars and yesterday's heroes as James Lofton sits down with a fellow member of the Hall of Fame. We'll also check in with former greats Rod Woodson and Donovan McNabb to help us break down all the latest NFL news. That's NFL Insider right here.
Sunday morning at 6:30 on KMAS. Your South Sound home for NFL primetime football is KMAS Shelton, Monday, Thursday, and Sunday nights, AM 1030 and FM 1033.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Karen Chase. They didn't get him. Police who staged a 6-hour raid in the suburb of Saint-Denis, targeting the mastermind of the Paris attacks, braved gunfire and explosions overnight, but when the smoke cleared, he wasn't there. ABC's Aaron Katersky has the latest.
The operation is over. It did not hit its target, the suspected mastermind of Friday's attacks, Abdulhamid Abaoud. It's thought he was in Syria, but French authorities had reason to believe that somehow he had slipped into this country and perhaps coordinated the attacks from near the spot where they started, Stade de France, where there were 3 explosions Friday night.
2 terrorists were killed and 7 arrested. Saying ISIS threatens the entire world, French President François Hollande called for world leaders to join him in the war against the terror group. In a televised address, he said France will never give in to fear and will remain a country of freedom. A flight from L.A. was one of 2 Air France flights to Paris diverted by anonymous bomb threats. Passenger Keith Russo says there were some tense moments after the plane made a safe emergency landing in Salt Lake City.
They loaded stairs up to the exits of the plane. It wasn't a normal, walk off the terminal into the waiting area, but we were kind of just parked in the middle of the tarmac. There were no emergency slides released or anything to that nature.
The other flight landed safely in Nova Scotia. President Obama is blasting more than 30 governors trying to prevent Syrian refugees from settling in their states, calling it political posturing.
First, they were worried about the press being too tough on them during debates. Now they're worried about 3-year-old orphans.
Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal has become the latest Republican to drop out of the presidential race. Facing low poll numbers, he said it's just not his time. Lawsuits are expected against Charlie Sheen, though how many is unclear. Some of his former partners claim he never told them he was HIV positive when they were together. His former girlfriend, Brie Olson, says she's relieved to test negative. This is ABC News.
Racing legend Richard Petty.
After over 1,100 races, you could say I've been through the ringer. To help me keep feeling my best, I use odor-free Blue MU made with real MU oil. Blue MU continuous pain relief spray makes it perfect for all those hard-to-reach places. And now there's the new Blue MU Maximum Arthritis Pain Relief Cream. Perfect for hard-hitting arthritis pain. Thanks to Blue MU, nothing slows down the king. Use what I use. Blue MU. It works fast and you won't stink.
Available at Walmart, Walgreens, and other fine retailers.
They're out there. Gunk,
corrosion and wear relentlessly preying on engines. But new Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline provides unbeatable protection from gunk and corrosion and superior protection against wear for the best total engine protection you can get. Stay ahead of engine threats with new Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline today.
Uber may have hit a huge financial bump in the road. 2 administrative law judges in Pennsylvania are recommending a record $50 million fine against the popular ride-sharing company for operating in the state without prior approval. ABC's Bazi Kanani has the details.
The complaint goes back to the summer of 2014. Uber was licensed even after it was told to stop. Uber later got approval to operate. A spokesman for the company says the huge fine being recommended is inconsistent with precedent set in similar rulings. Bazi Kanani, ABC News, Washington.
David Beckham has been named People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive for 2015, and though he's widely thought of as a heartthrob, he insists he doesn't think he's that good looking. He said that on Jimmy Kimmel Live, reportedly with a straight face. Beckham also added, it's a huge honor, and he's pleased to accept. He's married to former Spice Girl Victoria Beckham. Karen Chase, ABC News.
Local news is brought to you by Shelton Health and Rehabilitation Center. Find them online at sheltonhealthandrehab.com.
You're listening to KMAS News Radio. I'm Mary Lynn Foster. Winds gusting over 50 miles per hour yesterday knocked out power to over 320,000 people in western Washington. There were nearly 8,000 Mason PUD3 customers who experienced outages at some point by storm-related damage to power lines and equipment. Overnight, crews were still working to restore power to some areas in North and South Mason County. In North Mason County, power to a substation was cut when trees fell onto high-voltage power lines. Nearly 3,400 customers were affected. Power was also lost to a substation west of Shelton, affecting about 2,600 customers. PUD1 crews were busy yesterday clearing up lines down on Sunnyside Road and replacing the pole that was down on Duckabash Road. Crews picked up a load on the Union substation to get power back on for all Union Alderbrook customers. Puget Sound Energy crews still have work to do as their restoration efforts include making repairs to transmission lines. PSE had so many outage issues that they had to call in extra crews from other areas to help. Flooding in the Skokomish Valley yesterday prevented all garbage and recycling pickups for customers in Mason County. Officials are telling garbage customers to double up their regular service for Tuesday, November 24th. Recycle customers are asked to bag up all extras, and they'll be picked up on the next scheduled pickup day on Tuesday, December 1st. Mason County voters may get to decide on increasing the sales tax to pay for an increase in the sheriff's budget and to give him a raise. The county commissioners decided to put a request for a 0.3% sales tax increase on a 2016 ballot. The tax would increase the sheriff's office budget and provide a $29,000 raise in the sheriff's annual salary. Commissioner Tim Sheldon proposed the tax levy, with Commissioner Randy Netherland agreeing during a meeting on Monday. Sheriff Casey Salisbury reacted by saying that under this proposal, it means that if he wants a raise, then he has to go out and sell it and essentially beg the voters for his own pay increase. Commissioner Sheldon says it gives the citizens a chance to weigh in and decide if they want to vote for a $29,000 increase for the sheriff. Salisbury is paid $86,000 a year to oversee 109 full-time employees and a $12.8 million budget. He hasn't received a salary increase since he took office in 2004. He wants his pay to be more in line with the sheriff of Grace Harbor, who oversees 80 full-time deputies and support staff and is paid an annual salary of $113,000 a year. The commissioners directed County Budget Manager Frank Pinter to come up with a proposal for the sales tax levy for discussion. I'm Mary Lynn Foster, your local news at AM 1030 and FM 103.3, and always on KMAS.com.
Hi, it's Dale from the Daybreak Show, inviting you to join Jeff Slake and myself every morning from 6 till 9. We have what we think is a pretty compelling mix of news, information, and interviews.
Hi, this is Dick Taylor from the Port of Shelton.
Hi, this is Mike Patty, Assistant Chief with Central Mason Fire and EMS.
This is Detective William Adam at the Mason County Sheriff's Office.
This is Commissioner Randy Netherland, and you're listening to Daybreak.
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 Daybreak with Jeff and Dale
On KMAS.
on KMAS.
On Newsradio 1030 KMAS.
Ascend Roofing Company in Shelton's on top of it. 868-2730. Roofing work that speaks for itself.
Hey, just a little note to say thank you for the outstanding work that you, Dennis, and especially Jorge and the crew performed for us on our roofing project. On a scale of 1 to 10, we rate it at 10.5. It was a fantastic feeling from start to finish. Your company is a first-class operation and will definitely give your name to all of our friends and family if they're in need of your services.
You could be the next happy customer by calling Ascend Roofing. 868-2730.
Still undefeated. Hi, everybody. Todd Ant reporting on sports. College basketball's tip-off marathon ended with a bang as Michigan State rallied from 11 points down with 9 minutes to go, setting up Matt McQuaid with 55 seconds left.
Gets it out front. McQuaid for 3. He got his other one. He got his other one.
On the Spartan Sports Network, number 13, Michigan State downs number 4, Kansas 79-73 in Chicago. Spartans' Denzel Valentine notched a triple-double. In the first game at the United Center, number 2, Kentucky handled number 5, Duke 74-63. Wildcats coach John Calipari says, you're only as good as your last victory.
So you're really happy with me today. Cal's the best. He's unbelievable. We lose to Wright State. Let's get hit. The game has passed him by. He's too old.
So true, Coach. The first meeting between Maryland and Georgetown in 22 years, and the Terps take it.
Suleiman a 3. Got it. Rashid Suleiman from downtown.
On Westwood 1, Maryland escapes 75-71 over the visiting Hoyas. To the NBA, the defending champs just keep on winning.
Curry near side. Dribble drive. Head fake. Stops. Turns. Fires. Hits.
On KNBR, Stephen Curry, 37 points in Golden State's 115-110 victory over Toronto. The Warriors are 12-0 and 4 wins away from the league record for longest season-opening winning streak. LeBron James scored 30 points last night, but just 7 in the second half as the Cavaliers suffer their second straight loss, losing to the Pistons 104-99 after going on an 8-game winning streak. James feels his team may be too cocky.
We're not entitled to being the Eastern Conference champions. That's last year. It's a totally different year. And, until we figure that out, we're going to continue to put ourselves in positions to lose basketball games.
Knicks first-round pick Kristaps Porzingis scored a season-high 29 points in the Knicks' 102-94 victory over Charlotte. Baseball awards, Rangers skipper Jeff Bannister and Cubs Joe Madden named AL and NL Managers of the Year. Cy Young Awards handed out tonight. NFL Raiders linebacker Olin Smith suspended for 1 year without pay under the NFL substance abuse policy. Todd Ant, ABC Sports.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 103.3 and KMAS.com. A good Wednesday morning. It's the lull after the storm. Fairly nice drive in this morning. Quiet.
It was a nice walk.
And things have settled down and the storm has moved on. But boy, the aftermath was a lot of pinched gutters and cleanup and water sources that you never knew you had, and lots of that sort of activity. Yesterday afternoon, the skies broke and a little bit of blue, and everybody says storm. What storm? Now there was about 8,000 people in the county that.
Oh yeah.
They were kind of wondering. I can tell you what storm it was. It was the one where my power went out. So. Congratulations and kudos to both PUDs. The help that they had to recruit to come in to get people back online. I imagine there are a pocket or two of places that maybe still need to get restored. But by and large, for the most part, with the amazing amount of power outages that were occurring yesterday, PUDs were on it. They did an extraordinarily good job. So congratulations to them. That's nothing to do with sports, though, is it, Dale? No. All right, the number 9th ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs take to the hardwoods tonight, and we've got it for you. They take on the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks, Pregame is at 5:40. Tip-off at 6. We'll preview the game for you a little later on today. 5 p.m. tomorrow night is Thursday Night Football, Titans and Jaguars. Saturday, big game for the Cougs, looking for their 8th win on the season. They're ranked 24th in the AP poll, 23rd in the coaches poll. And kickoff is another late one, 7:45 in Pullman. By the way, it's the first time the Cougs have been ranked since 2006. So congratulations to them. They're looking to see what kind of a good bowl game they can get themselves into. Meanwhile, will the Huskies even make a bowl game? They're 4-6 now. They've got Oregon State and Washington State left. And if they were to make it 5-7, they will be needed, maybe not the Huskies, but some 5-7 teams in the country will be needed to fill out all the, there's 40 bowls.
Yeah.
So some losing teams do make it. It's amazing, but true. And also a reminder, Shelton High School High Climbers Football Banquet is tonight at the Shelton Civic Center, and it starts at 6 o'clock. Don't be late. And also, congratulations to the River Ridges McKenna Schultz and Sarah Bowen of Timberline. Both ladies had extraordinarily good seasons so far. They both signed letters of intent to play at St. Martin's next year. They still got a basketball season ahead of them, so best of luck to those two ladies indeed. And that is Sports Notes this time around. Seahawks 12-point favorites now over the 49ers for the game Sunday.
My goodness.
That's
Those
ridiculous.
Both going nowhere fast in there.
It's a race to the end.
It really is a race to the end. 42 and clear skies at Sanderson Field yesterday. 1.8 inches of rain just yesterday. Sunrise at 7:20 and 4:34 tonight will be the sunset. Still likely a quarter inch of rain during the overnight into tomorrow. Then my forecast looks pretty good. Monday, more rain. And then Tuesday.
Well, yes, it's something about 10 days of no rain or something.
Yeah, well.
No.
There's another cloud system coming through, very minor, quarter of an inch today. But Tuesday, the 24th, into Wednesday, you can say it, it's your favorite word.
Snow.
There is a chance of
little bit of snow.
Some snow.
A little white Thanksgiving.
It's a week from this past Tuesday. So
over the hills and through the woods, don't slip on the snow.
Yeah, there may be a little bit. It's 42 right now.
Yeah.
I'm not happy to.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email, or Facebook. Now, from somewhere in the wilderness of the Olympic Peninsula, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning to you. Daybreak here at KMAS.
It is Daybreak. Well, we're a little
Wednesday?
ahead of Daybreak, literally, but what?
7:20. What day is it? Wednesday, you said?
Yeah.
Am
I right?
I think so.
Okay. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Dale sent me a photo last night. We were texting back and forth. Bobby Jindal's out of the race. We'll talk about that. The rain.
The storm.
And so I'm sitting here, and I've got my rain boots on. I've got like 3 layers of long sleeves, a hat on, and my rake as I'm out cleaning the stormwater drains in the front of my house and the front of my neighbors' houses. Thought it was something that needed to be done.
Sure.
And my phone, I look down and it's a text and it's Dale. He goes, "Oh man, look at this." And it's a picture of the Hood Canal, and it's never looked more beautiful.
Blue sky as far as the eye can see.
And what?
Yeah, it's like watching the tail of the storm move east and north, and right behind it was this nice weather.
Yeah.
And I was like witnessing it as it was happening, and I'm going like, what in the... This is incredible.
It was great. And so I got the text and I looked at it and I was upset. But then I looked up actually, because I've been hunkering down so much. And sure enough,
there's a little blue there.
We got about 50-50 coming our way. And by the end of the night, Just heavy wind. I'm at the PUD3 website this morning, and there is still numerous outages.
Yeah.
The most recent restorations happened at Plug Mill Road about 2 o'clock this morning. Taunton Shores. Did you have power outage?
Yes, we were out for a couple of hours.
Okay. We had a flicker, maybe less than a minute we were out. College, just up the road from us, Evergreen, they were out.
Yeah.
Old Town Artesians had their soccer practice cancel.
Oh.
Carol was out of power.
Oh, she was.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't.
So we were like, we must just be, I mean, we're a stone's throw from each other. So we just must be right on the edge of these grids.
Be in a good spot.
I have told myself this apparently, and I've told other people this, that I feel that my home is on the same power grid as the hospital, Capital Medical Center. Yeah. So the likelihood of us going out of power is diminished because it's on the same grid. And I asked Stephanie about that. I go, don't you remember that? She said, I think you made that up and just said it because it sounds good.
For a sales point when you're
trying I don't even know who I'm trying to sell anything to.
So you just made up this power grid thing?
I think, if I look at the topographic,
I think we're tied in here.
I think we're tied into this grid, so we should be okay.
We're tied into Puget Sound Energies.
Tied into something.
Straight line.
All right, so that's what's going on there. We'll update you with the power outages throughout the country or throughout the region here. It's been messy, and it's messy on the other side of the mountains too.
Oh, yeah.
The wind. So
there is the story.
Yeah, because the wind is not, the mountains stop the rain.
Yes.
So we get all the rain, but the wind just goes, whoop, whoop, and then it goes.
When it goes up the top and comes through, it's
fast.
like, it's hundreds of miles wide, and it gets squeezed into a narrow passage through the mountains. And by the time it gets to the other side of the hills, it is whipping. And they had such severe wind that the basketball game that was scheduled over in eastern Washington last night was canceled. High wind making major outages over in the Spokane area last night. So, yeah, they dealt with the storm on a different level than wetness than we did over here.
Unfortunately, there were some people perished in these storms.
Oh, man.
A woman found fatally injured underneath a tree that was knocked down by high winds in Spokane. This is kind of around the Sultan area. A man in his mid-20s was killed when a tree toppled by high winds crashed into his car in Snohomish County. Sultan Fire Chief Mervlin Halverson says the tree landed on the car's roof directly over the driver's seat. I saw a picture of that, and it looked really rough.
6:20, and we'll return with some more Northwest headlines here in just a minute. You're listening.
I'm Kyle Montgomery with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Browns coach Mike Pettin announced on Tuesday that Johnny Manziel is the team's starting quarterback for the remainder of the season. Manziel's coming off the best game of his career with 372 passing yards in Sunday's loss to the Steelers. Meanwhile, NFL Network's Desmond Purnell reported that Tony Romo is expected to start Sunday after missing 7 games with a broken collarbone. Romo hasn't played since Week 2, coincidentally, the Cowboys' last win. Also of note, Dallas releasing backup quarterback Brandon Whedon on Tuesday. The NFL has notified Oakland Raider Aldon Smith that he's now suspended without pay for a minimum of 1 year for violating the NFL policy and program for substances of abuse. Under the terms of the policy, Smith will be eligible to apply for reinstatement no sooner than 60 days before the 1-year anniversary of the suspension. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Who says cars have to act their age? Gear up for winter driving this Thursday through Sunday at Firestone Complete Auto Care. For a limited time, you can save big, like $100 off any purchase of $500 or more. Whatever you drive a Firestone.
Offer valid November 19th through November 22nd on any purchase. In-store installation required. Entire purchase. Maximum savings $100. $50 minimum purchase required. See store at driveafirestone.com for full details.
You don't have to be a retail giant or government agency to be the victim of a costly data breach. If you run a website and collect customer data, your small to mid-sized business is just as likely to be targeted by hackers. The Barracuda web application firewall provides cost-effective instant security against automated and targeted attacks, making this WAF a must-have for your SMB. Reclaim your network. Try a Barracuda web app firewall risk-free at barracuda.com/WAF.
Yeah, let's go! Hey there. Welcome to Olympia Furniture Company. How can I help you folks today?
Oh, man, yeah! Fired up!
Sorry, he gets crazy during Seahawks season. This year, he's over the top, though. Ever since the season kicked off, he just makes those noises intermittently without warning.
Woo! I'm here because my buddy got a Seahawks recliner here last season, and every time he sat in it, they won. Then he went to a party for the big game and left his chair at home. You know the rest. I can't let that happen again. I need one, man.
Okay. We have one right over here. Try it out.
Woo! It's really comfortable. I don't know why that moron ever left home. I'm not taking any chances. I'm never getting out of this thing. Woo! Go Hawks!
That's it. I'm going home. Can you deliver this chair and Mr. Superstitious to our house?
Of course. Let's ring it up.
The Olympia Furniture Company delivers more than just furniture. They deliver quality, value, huge selection, and the occasional husband.
Go Hawks!
I've got almost 6 years in the Army.
10 great years.
I joined in 06. Family really wants to be settled in one place.
I get so much experience and technical training in the Army. Now I want to turn that into a civilian career.
I'm ready to go to college now.
Get the best of both worlds in the Army National Guard. Serve your country and your community part-time while you live your life as a full-time civilian. Visit nationalguard.com or talk to your RCCC about making the transition.
Sponsored by the Washington National Guard. Aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Need a ride? Call 426-8294. Mason County Taxi, 426-8294. Anytime, anywhere. Call when you need a quick, affordable ride. 426-TAXI, 426-8294.
I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Make more. Teach. Visit teach.org. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Ken Slater, the Roof Doctor. If you're like me, your family's important, so make sure that they're well taken care of. One of the best ways to do that is to provide a safe and warm home to live in. For over 50 years, the Roof Doctor has been helping families stay safe and warm by building roofs that last for generations. Our teams have some of the most experienced roofers in the area, and we only use the highest quality materials to keep your family safe, warm, and dry. That's the Roof Doctor. Give us a call.
Hi, this is Steve Goins from the city of Shelton, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
All right. Good morning to you. Daybreak here at KMAS and online, KMAS.com.
6:25 on this Wednesday morning. You remember the firefighter that was the only survivor when he and his 3 other firefighters got into a wreck. They were killed. 3 of his 3 friends were killed during fighting the wildfires this last summer over in eastern Washington. And he had been in the hospital for 3 months of treatment. Burns over 60% of his body, the lone survivor. His name is Daniel Lyon, and he plans to speak to the media today for the first time before he goes home.
Oh, wow.
Lyon suffered burns, as we mentioned, over 60% of his body. This happened on August the 19th. He went to Harborview Medical Center in critical condition. Since then, 11 burn surgeries, going home today.
Wow.
Pretty exciting day for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
More than 1,400 dairy cows have been shipped out of the port of Olympia, and they're on their way to Vietnam. Crews loaded the 20...
Good morning, Vietnam!
20 truckloads of cattle onto a livestock cargo ship yesterday. Oh, my gosh. 29 days is how long it's going to take to get over there. Stinky. The cows are being sent to Vietnam to support the country's new campaign to get children to drink at least 1 glass of milk a day.
Well, that's awesome.
That is a good campaign.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder how prevalent dairy cows are in Vietnam.
I don't know either. I don't know, but I would say that the country lends itself to, nice greenery. It would probably be a good climate for cows. They probably would enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
You know, during the war, they always talked about rice paddies and the rice fields. So I wonder if they mostly drink rice milk.
Probably. I don't know if that's less effective than dairy milk.
I saw a commercial the other day about this guy drinking a gallon, or not a gallon, because you can't drink a gallon of milk in one sitting.
Well, you could.
I've seen it on TV shows on MTV, and it does not end well. But a glass of milk has so much amount of protein, and then it showed another guy drinking a liquid with the same amount of protein or something, and it's nothing compared to milk. I mean, one glass of milk.
It's good for you.
That's what they say.
Still, no matter what age you are. All right. King County Sheriff John Urquhart has asked his deputies to carry their weapons at all times in the wake of the recent attacks in Paris. He made the request in an email yesterday saying that if they don't already do so, now is a good time for commissioned personnel to carry their sidearm while off duty with extra magazines. Been discussions about this and talk about this all this week since the Paris attacks. Urquhart believes the biggest threat to the greater Seattle area would be a homegrown terrorist who decides to act as a lone wolf in support of the Islamic State in Syria. And so probably not a bad idea, especially if they're personnel of the law enforcement family. So he's just requested it. It's not that they need to, that they have to, but he suggested that they do.
628 KMAS. There was an earthquake this morning about 30 miles east of Morton. A 2.8, and it happened at, just 15 minutes ago.
Almost White Pass. That's where that is.
Okay. So that's where it was. The depth was 2.43 miles.
Oh.
And it was a 2.8 magnitude this morning at 6:15. So I'll pass that along to you there. Earthquake report.
Man. Puget Sound power outages, as we'd mentioned, there's still plenty here around the local area. Puget Sound Energy reporting nearly 129,000 customers out of service in their region. And, a lot of trees coming over onto the roadways and getting tangled up in the power lines. And I-90 was closed for a while, and winds whipped up in central Washington, and they had dust storms there. Hard to imagine dust storms after all the rain we've had, but over in eastern Washington, as we just so eloquently explained why that happened. Also, let's see, the deaths came as, and we talked about the people being fatally hit by trees, high winds and everything. It's been a mess. We're kind of mopping up now today, and hopefully getting everybody back online. Mary Lynn Foster has local news for us coming up next. We'll be back with sports, weather, and more Wednesday on Daybreak.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Local news is brought to you by Fred Holmes Tree Service. FredHolmesTreeService.com, 427-4489.
You're listening to KMAS News Radio. I'm Mary Lynn Foster. Winds gusting over 50 miles per hour yesterday knocked out power to over 320,000 people in western Washington. There were nearly 8,000 Mason PUD3 customers who experienced outages at some point by storm-related damage to power lines and equipment. Overnight, crews were still working to restore power to some areas in North and South Mason County. In North Mason County, power to a substation was cut when trees fell onto high-voltage power lines. Nearly 3,400 customers were affected. Power was also lost to a substation west of Shelton, affecting about 2,600 customers. PUD1 crews were busy yesterday clearing up lines down on Sunnyside Road and replacing the pole that was down on Duckabash Road. Crews picked up a load on the Union substation to get power back on for all Union Alderbrook customers. Puget Sound Energy crews still have work to do as their restoration efforts include making repairs to transmission lines. PSE had so many outage issues that they had to call in extra crews from other areas to help. Flooding in the Skokomish Valley yesterday prevented all garbage and recycling pickups for customers in Mason County. Officials are telling garbage customers to double up their regular service for Tuesday, November 24th. Recycle customers are asked to bag up all extras, and they'll be picked up on the next scheduled pickup day on Tuesday, December 1st. Mason County voters may get to decide on increasing the sales tax to pay for an increase in the sheriff's budget and to give him a raise. The county commissioners decided to put a request for a 0.3% sales tax increase on a 2016 ballot. The tax would increase the sheriff's office budget and provide a $29,000 raise in the sheriff's annual salary. Commissioner Tim Sheldon proposed the tax levy, with Commissioner Randy Netherland agreeing during a meeting on Monday. Sheriff Casey Salisbury reacted by saying that under this proposal, it means that if he wants a raise, then he has to go out and sell it and essentially beg the voters for his own pay increase. Commissioner Sheldon says it gives the citizens a chance to weigh in and decide if they want to vote for a $29,000 increase for the sheriff. Salisbury is paid $86,000 a year to oversee 109 full-time employees and a $12.8 million budget. He hasn't received a salary increase since he took office in 2004. He wants his pay to be more in line with the sheriff of Grays Harbor, who oversees 80 full-time deputies and support staff and is paid an annual salary of $113,000 a year. The commissioners directed County Budget Manager Frank Pinter to come up with a proposal for the sales tax levy for discussion. I'm Mary Lynn Foster, your local news at AM 1030 and FM 103.3, and always on KMAS.com.
Gillis Auto Center in Shelton. Best deals, best price, best trade, and low payments. And when you think selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, think family-owned Gillis Auto Center with over 250 pre-owned vehicles available. Wait a minute. That's right, over 250 good, clean, used vehicles available. That's a huge selection. And right now at Gillis Auto Center, special interest rates and volume pricing, which means you save money. At the City Center Matlock exit and 24/7 at GillisAutoCenter.com.
Hi, this is John Patch, host of Talking Pets. Have you ever experienced unconditional love? Well, do you know what it is? Well, you can find out on Talking Pets every weekend right here on KMAS. I'm here with special guests every week to discuss your concerns and answer your questions about the ones who love you the most, your pets. So sit back or pick up the phone and give us a call at 866-606-8255. That's Talking Pets every weekend right here on 1030 KMAS and FM 104.1.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 103.3 and KMAS.com. Good morning and welcome to a Wednesday. A lot calmer today than it was yesterday morning, that is for sure. 6:34 is the time tonight. We have basketball action on the radio for you as Gonzaga, ranked 9th in the nation, will be taking on the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. Pregame is at 5:40. Tip-off at 6. Let's meet the opponent, shall we? Northern Arizona Lumberjacks, 0-1 on the season. They lost much of their backcourt last year when Asim Dixon and Quentin Upshur graduated. It remains to be seen how much of their fast-paced offense went with it last year. Northern Arizona was 5th in the nation in total field goal attempts, number 42 in three-point attempts, and were number 33 in free throw attempts. Wait a minute, 3-point and then free throw. Okay. And only issue, all those shots weren't good shots. Northern Arizona shot a mere 40% as a team. That was 306th in the country.
Yikes.
The Lumberjacks opened the season against Washington State with a 12-point loss. They'll also be a winded team by the time they show up in Spokane. Northern Arizona played Boise State Monday, and Gonzaga will be the team's third game in 6 days. Okay. And so they're on the road earning their keep.
Sounds like the Cougs, they got so many attempts at the Cougar football team, passing attempps.
They got
a
their
gazillion.
Oh, yeah. They throw 50, 60 times a game.
And then when it comes to the actual completions, don't worry about those.
A little different thing. So Kyle Wilcher, Domantas Sabonis, and Parsmik Karnowski, all 6'11" or better.
Wow.
Will they all be put on the floor at the same time? That is the big deal. There's been a lot of chatter from a lot of folks, and the consensus seems to be a big fat hell no, Coach View. On seeing those three on the court at the same time.
Why not?
Well, here's the thing. The court, and by the way, Okinawa, we told you the game was canceled because of the humidity in Okinawa. It was like a skating rink out there. So knee-jerk reactions are one thing, but the season's too long. Like it or not, Coach Few's still figuring out how to best use these big guys, and he'll be doing some experimenting. It's a three-headed monster, so you got to but you have to have guard play to complement that, and it's not easy to put three big guys on the court at the same time.
Okay,
and so it's just not very fluid. And where do you stick them all? I mean, they're big. So, and how do they and be effective? And so it's a challenge, really. It's something that a lot of coaches wish they had the same problem.
Right.
Because they're three really good players, the three big guys, and they would all be starters individually on different teams, and they all bring different skills. So now you put them together and you figure out some way to work this thing out, and they may be a very, very surprisingly good team this year. Craziness. We'll find out tonight. Again, we've got the game for you on the radio, so pretty exciting. Kicking off the new season with Gonzaga, 5:40, and then the tip at 6. That is sports this time around. Jeff Slakey, you've got a weather forecast that's way better than yesterday at this time.
Way better, way more different than this time yesterday. 42 now, and we got 1.8 inches of rain at Sanderson Field. The low this morning was about 38, so we're starting to warm up to 47. We'll still see a quarter inch of rain likely to come during the overnight, maybe start around 8 and be all done by the time we start tomorrow morning. Then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday look good, clear, sunny. Chance of rain Monday night, and Tuesday we see rain throughout most of the day, and then maybe around 5 into the overnight, that rain with temperatures at about 30.
Oh, wait a minute.
It could turn into some snow.
I remember my chemistry, biology.
Yeah.
All those ologies.
The cold and water and and snow could be rearing its ugly head.
Thanksgiving indeed.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now, from the capital of the great state of Washington, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning. 6:40 here at KMAS. We'll live the country life in just a few minutes. Man, it was stormy, and there are still major outages. I'm looking at the PUD 3 website. They just tweeted this out 8 seconds ago.
Okay.
On at about 6 this morning, Bear Creek, Dewato Road, Blacksmith Lake, Elfindall Pass Road, Mission Lake, Old Belfair Highway, Tiger Lake, Tunerville, and Trudeau Mountain Road all came back online.
Yay!
So they're working hard, and they've been working throughout the night. And it's not just the crews that are out there on the roads, but there's still the support staff that come into the building. Most notably, Joel Meyer from PUD 3. He goes in there to coordinate.
Oh, yeah.
I talked with him on Monday about how this all works, and he goes, I'm expecting some long nights at the building.
Yeah, because you'd asked me off air if he goes out on the... He doesn't actually go out and fix the downed wires, but somebody's got to coordinate all the efforts and keep track.
Yeah.
So that's where Joel steps up. And then plus release information. He's the media and information specialist for PUD, so he needs to convey what's going on, where, and when people can expect their power to be returned and all that sort of stuff. And humongous efforts when we have storms of the magnitude that we just experienced. And just as we might get a little bit of stuff still this week, a day or two, and then nice weather, and then next Wednesday maybe.
Yeah, Tuesday night into Wednesday could be a little bit of snow. Now, there is a chance of another quarter inch of rain tonight, but it's not going to be hardly as windy as we've been seeing. And it'll likely happen during the overnights. Just the travel. I mean, I was watching the news.
Yes.
On the 5 o'clock news yesterday. And the travel times just were like...
forever.
Everett to Seattle. 7 hours. It wasn't that long, but it was quite more than the 30 minutes or 30 miles that it should be between those two cities. Just tough going all over the place.
Hey, a reminder for you anglers out there, there's going to be some stocking of fish in Spencer Lake and also in Offutt Lake and Long Lake in Thurston County. The Department of Fish and Wildlife going to give you guys and gals a chance to catch some fish the day after Thanksgiving, Friday. Holiday specials, thousands of large trout. Listen to this, 15, 16 inches long, pound and a quarter. It's a good-sized trout.
Yeah.
Pretty firm. Department currently preparing to stock lakes in southwest and western Washington in time for Black Friday. So is this sexist? So the ladies go shopping and the guys go fishing. Or in some cases, the gals go fishing and the guys go shopping.
Yeah.
Depending on...
I mean, it's not sexist if you say it both ways.
Okay, and I did. I'm trying to
I think a lot more people would be interested to know if these lakes are stocked on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but there's no fishing until Friday.
Well, why?
Well, I don't know why. In time for Black Friday, I guess.
I'm sure they're there now, or they'll be there this weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably will.
I'm just wondering, someone that is like, I'll put the turkey in.
Traffic jam on Spencer Lake Road. What the?
Nobody wants to deal with their families. They're going to just put the turkey in the oven. That'll be ready at 6.
Okay, I'm going
I'll
fishing.
see you tomorrow.
I'm going fishing. Well, wait a minute. You got Uncle Charlie's coming over.
There is a lot of people that would much rather,
Charlie, I think,
go fishing than to have to go deal with the...
Now, if you should stay home Friday of Thanksgiving weekend, right in the middle of the afternoon, right in time for your turkey sandwich lunch on Friday, you like it with cranberry on it?
I'm not a big cranberry guy.
Well, I'm not either, but I've grown to become fond of it. Jerry likes that on her.
Canned cranberry, that comes...
And slice it. Yeah. And
out of the can?
A slice of that on there with your turkey and your mayo and your cheese, bread.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said on a sandwich?
Yeah.
Cranberry on a sandwich?
Yeah.
No, I've never tried that, but it's not something I wouldn't try.
There you go. Give it a whirl. See what you think.
Did you say stuffing too?
No, I didn't add stuffing, but
I was thinking,
I'm always open for
I was thinking about adding stuffing on top of that.
There's not very much room left for my bread now. You've got all that other stuff.
Well, you don't need bread.
Anyway,
Stuffing.
So back on track here. So you've got your sandwich.
Okay.
However, whatever size sandwich you got.
I love it.
And then at 12:30 in the afternoon, there's all of a sudden the Apple Cup. Isn't it?
This is this is the game. The Dogs need to win this game. They need to win the next 2 games, but they really need to win the Apple Cup.
Well, and this will be maybe the 1 year in a long time that the Cougars will be favored, even though it's in Seattle. But you can throw the records out the window when it comes to the Apple Cup or the Civil War or whichever rivalry game you want to choose from. But those rivalry games are so intense, so fun, and usually somewhere doesn't get decided until the fourth quarter, no matter what.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be great fun to watch on a Friday.
Yeah.
With the family. I've got like one kid is a Husky and the other kid's a Cougar. So, talk about Civil Wars. What do?
You just sit in the middle.
I do.
You have a shirt
What do
that's
I wear?
half
I don't do
purple and a
half
Cougar.
crimson. Yeah, so no. But anyway,
that'll be a fun game. Yeah, I remember even years when the Huskies were like undefeated and the Cougars didn't win,
and then the
Apple
step
Cup
up and
is like,
yeah,
all right, kids,
it can make your whole season. It doesn't matter what's happened before this game.
Exactly. The last game, that's the last thing you'll remember.
Yeah.
You won the Apple Cup.
Yeah. Oh, it's a big deal. It is a big deal.
We're gonna live the country life now.
Sure are.
We'll be right back after.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
No matter how well you're bundled up for winter weather, if your feet are cold and wet, you'll be miserable. I'm Jody Henke. A protective pair of boots is critical for outside chores on the farm as you're living the country life.
Living the country life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic and from previous shows by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com. We'll return to the show after these messages.
They call New Orleans the Big Easy. And when you come to Commodity Classic in New Orleans, March 3rd through 5th, you'll see why. At Commodity Classic, it's easy to get the information you need, easy to see the latest technology and equipment, and making friends with farmers from all over has never been easier. Commodity Classic is America's largest farmer-led, farmer-focused convention and trade show. And with the addition of the Association of Equipment Manufacturers this year, it's easy to understand how you can get jazzed at Commodity Classic in New Orleans. Discover more at commodityclassic.com.
Read Living the Country Life magazine on your computer and mobile devices. Each issue features great stories, how-to help, reader tips, and recipes, as well as beautiful photos to spark new ideas for your place in the country. All the stories and features you love about Living the Country Life magazine are right at your fingertips, anywhere, any way you want them. Visit nextissue.com or zenio.com to subscribe. There's no limit to how many times you can enjoy your digital editions of Living the Country Life.
Mom always said to wear your hat and gloves when you go outside in the snow, and then she put a cheap pair of boots on you that made your feet freeze. A good pair of winter boots with the right insulation for your needs is critical for staying warm, dry, and comfortable. Jeff One is a merchandising manager with Gemplers. He says 3M is the most common insulation, which has varying degrees of warmth. A 200-gram liner is fine for someone who goes in and out of cool conditions. But the person who is outside in the extreme cold for a long period of time should look for a 2,400-gram liner. One says another boot insulation option is foam.
That is typically used on more of a muck boot or bog boot style, a traditional chore boot style for the ag market. Those tend to be more slip-on boots, and they generally are rated up to anywhere between 40 degrees below zero to anywhere around 145 degrees below zero for extreme conditions up in the Arctic.
Look for boots that are water resistant. It's one of the most critical factors in keeping your feet warm and comfortable for extended periods of time outdoors. One says manufacturers typically sew a waterproof membrane between the exterior boot layer and the interior liner. Traction is another consideration.
If you're working out in an area where you've got ice and perhaps packed snow as a condition that you're going to be working with, you're going to need to look at boots that possibly have studs on the bottom, or we have devices now that can go on traditional work boots, from stabilizers, yak tracks, that are just slipped onto traditional work boots and make it a lot safer for those types of environments.
You'll find more tips for choosing winter boots at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online.
Taylor Shellfish is a proud sponsor of the Environmentally Sound program. For 5 generations, the Taylor family's been stewards of a healthy and prosperous Puget Sound. In partnership with nature, Taylor Shellfish brings you the freshest, most sustainable shellfish you'll ever eat. Visit their store at 136 Southeast Lynch Road. Open daily from 10 to 6. And they're online at TaylorShellfishFarms.com.
Papa Murphy's presents Mom Day Game Deal, helping all the awesome football moms with dinner every night of the week, all season long. With all the driving to and from practices, games, and everything in between, before you know it, you have to try and figure out what's for dinner.
In honor of Mom Day Game Deal, all this month when you buy a $13 5-meat stuffed pizza, you'll get a half pepperoni, half cheese pizza for the kids to enjoy for only $7.
It's Mom Day Game Deal at Papa Murphy's. Fresh made, fresh baked Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Hey, my name is Karen Herr, Mason County Auditor, and you're listening to Jeff and Dale on Daybreak on KMAS Radio.
That's all. Checking out the Skoke River at Potlatchdale before we get into it. Too deep here, 651, and it is deep. We are at about 17.46.
Yeah.
Normal values are about 16.5 for flood stage. It kind of hovered about that. Didn't get much higher than 17.5, it looks like, but still plenty of water down there. And it just, I mean, you drive by it.
Yes.
Is it still light when you go home?
Yeah, it was yesterday, and it was flooded. Oh, my gosh. And there were some officials driving in and around. We've mentioned Sunnyside Road in the news, and that whole area right through there, the Skoke Valley, it was severely flooded yesterday. We had, in addition to all the rain throughout the day, in the afternoon was a high tide, and it was exceptionally high tide.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, so that impacts everything as well. So pretty crazy. Huh. Meanwhile, get up this morning, in the middle of the night, and there's one of the process boats out there with his lights on, getting ready for another day of chum.
Gotta get back out
fishing.
there.
So they're like the male people, through wind and rain and snow and
all
sleet on their appointed rounds. There you go.
Like to also give a big shout out to all the folks commenting on our new comment system on KMAS.com. Very thoughtful comments, actually.
Well, that's encouraging.
And some stories about Mason County commissioners upset with sheriff over records request. Take a look at the story also under the local news tab about the thing you'll hear from Marilyn Foster coming up at 7 in regards to a possible 0.3% sales tax on the ballot for the sheriff's office budget and sheriff's salary. That could be hitting there. And got a 4 comments on that one. Pretty good stuff.
Okay, it's early. It's a new story.
Yeah, it is interesting and back and forth.
Yes, indeed, please. And we encourage you. That's the kind of the beauty of an online news service for you. You can comment on ongoing stories as they are news and they are happening. And so that's kind of an exciting new thing that never used to do back in the old days. Adopt a Pet, holding several fundraisers to get you into the holiday spirit and help with the cost of their dog shelter operations. So there's the Photos with Santa. That's with Santa Claus. Adopt a Pet, by the way, located on Jensen Road. If you need directions, Jeff can tell you how to get there.
I sure can. But I will not go with you because I will come home with another dog.
I know. I have to.
I don't want to take. This is a great thing, and I would take Simon and Winston to this, but I would be fearful it would trigger something, like I'm taking him back.
Oh, I know.
Because that's where I got him at Adopt a Pet.
Yeah, it might traumatize them even more. If they have any memory at all.
I don't know. Maybe it's been long enough that they won't remember.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I would totally take them. So what do? They just sit the dogs on Santa's lap and
in and around. They'll do a pose, however you feel comfortable with it. Around, maybe, yeah. And, they're pros. And then they get, so the photo shoot and 2 emailed photos, $15 with prints available. Appointments go fast, schedule yours, and also they have a couple of fun holiday gifts. You can get a Rescue 2016 For the Love of Rescue 2016 calendars, Doggone Stylish Petware, and Lynch Creek Farm wreaths, greenery, and gifts, all at Adopt a Pet. In addition, of course, donations can be made to the shelter itself through United Way's fall campaign, which we just talked to Carrie about.
We talked to you can hear that interview on the Daybreak page at KMAS.com. Speaking of pets, since we're talking about it, one of the new things out on the interwebs is people scaring their cats with cucumbers.
What?
So cats are eating or something, and the owner will put a cucumber next to the cat without them knowing, and then the cat will turn around or something. And some of the cats get really freaked out about this. And so the filming happens, and you see the cat, you freak out, and you start laughing. And sure, everybody would start laughing, but let's think about it a little bit. You're causing big stress to the cat. It doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
If you cause stress to an animal in any situation, probably not a good thing. And if you do it just for laughs, this guy, questions your humanity, says Jill Goldman, animal behaviorist in SoCal. So people are watching cats freak out over these things, and you just got to kind of be careful about these things. There was all that stuff about dogs getting into pot or blowing pot smoke in dogs' faces and stuff. First off, the dogs will love you and be affectionate with you. And if you want them to be couch locked, which is a term that folks use with your dogs, they'll do that. you blow pot smoke in their face or something, and they have no idea what's happening.
No.
Their brain starts to change, and they don't know what's happening, so they're freaking out.
They freak out.
And so anything that can put an undue stressor like this thing, and I get it, I would laugh. I'm laughing watching the video. But I guess it's also important to go,
You know.
I mean, I would...
Now the lights, the little pen lights on the wall,
Sure.
the dogs like to chase that, and I think cats would probably.
Cats definitely do.
You know, and I'm guilty of that.
And I don't know if that's more of a training or a playtime activity.
Sure, it gets you laughing watching them chase those little lights.
And I'm thinking about just interactions we have at the studio. Like I'll come out of the production room and Jerry will be standing in the hallway, or you'll be standing, and I jump and I get really scared.
Yeah.
Because I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
And then at least I can wrap my brain around what is happening. These cats have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. Good point.
Whoa. All right, let's have a clean CNBC Business Radio report this morning. Fingers crossed.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. Stocks open higher this morning ahead of the release of the minutes from the Federal Reserve's October meeting. The Dow's up 100 points, the Nasdaq higher by 26. Air Liquide is buying U.S.-based Airgas for nearly $13.5 billion. The merge will make it the world's largest supplier of industrial gases and give the company a dominant position in the U.S. And Fairchild Semiconductor is being bought by ON Semiconductor for just under $2.5 billion. ConAgra announcing it's spinning off its frozen potato business. The new company will be named Lamb Weston. The split is expected to be completed by the second half of the year. And Lowe's posting better than expected quarterly profit and sales. That's as Americans spent more money working on home improvement projects. Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio.
Meet Vince. Vince hurt himself mountain biking on Saturday.
Because weekend warrior.
Because noob.
Hey.
Vince is supposed to host an important presentation, but he's not going anywhere in that cast. What should he do?
Rhetorical question.
Vince should try GoToMeeting, the simple way to host meetings online, complete with video conferencing and screen sharing. Send out a meeting link and anyone can join from any computer, tablet, or smartphone. Just takes a click.
Where do I sign up?
Visit GoToMeeting.com to start your free 30-day trial. That's GoToMeeting.com.
There are no guarantees in love, but there is a guarantee from EH Plus by eHarmony, our new personal matchmaking service. At EH Plus, your own personal matchmaker gets to know you so well, we can guarantee introductions that will be satisfying and exciting. EH Plus goes far beyond regular online dating sites, and that's a guarantee. Visit us at ehplus.com/love or call 1-855-930.
Mornings start with Daybreak on KMAS Shelton. Join Jeff and Dale weekdays from 6 to 9 on AM 1030, FM 103.3, and KMAS.com.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Karen Chase. A 7-hour siege featuring grenades, gunfire, and a suicide bombing has ended in a Paris suburb. 2 terrorists were killed and 7 arrested, but the target, the mastermind of the Paris attacks, is still being sought. ABC's David Muir is in Saint-Denis.
It was a terrifying start for the families who lived here. SWAT teams moving in under the cover of darkness. We have just learned what drew them to this neighborhood. They have been studying cell phone records since Friday night, since those deadly attacks here in Paris. And those cell phone records, they believed, led them to the mastermind in one of the apartments here. But when they stormed into those 2 apartments, a female suicide bomber detonating her belt, another suspected attacker killed with a grenade.
French President Francois Hollande is urging his countrymen to resume their normal lives by going to cafes and museums despite the recent violence. In a televised address, he called for courage.
I would like to say firmly and strongly, France will remain a country of liberty, movement, of culture, an active, dynamic country that will never give in to fear
People are breaking out the snow shovels in parts of Colorado slammed by heavy snow. Some saw more than a foot. In Twin Peaks, Washington, outside Seattle, fierce winds toppled trees and power lines, killing 3 people and knocking out electricity to hundreds of thousands. The storm also caused flooding. Google officials analyzed their own workers to come up with a formula for better teamwork. Researchers concluded teams work best when members feel like they can take risks, count on each other, have clear goals, and believe their work matters. Making a difference is a strong motivator. Carly Simon now acknowledges her song You're So Vain is about Warren Beatty, the second verse anyway, though she bets he thinks the whole song is about him, of course, as the song goes. She also says she can't believe people are still dying to know, adding, it's crazy. This is ABC News.
They're out there. Gunk, corrosion, and wear relentlessly preying on engines. But new Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline provides unbeatable protection from gunk and corrosion and superior protection against wear for the best total engine protection you can get. Stay ahead of engine threats with new Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline today.
Racing legend Richard Petty.
After over 1,100 races, you could say I've been through the ringer. To help me keep feeling my best, I use odor-free Blue MU made with real MU oil. Blue MU continuous pain relief spray makes it perfect for all those hard-to-reach places. And now there's the new Blue MU Maximum Arthritis Pain Relief Cream. Perfect for hard-hitting arthritis pain. Thanks to Blue MU, nothing slows down the king. Use what I use, Blue MU. It works fast and you won't stink.
Available at Walmart, Walgreens, and other fine retailers.
The Holy See is trying to crack down on journalists when it comes to leaking documents and keeping secrets. ABC's Megan Williams has details from Rome.
The Vatican summons 2 Italian journalists for questioning ahead of possible criminal proceedings against them for publishing so-called Vatican secrets. The 2 are being investigated under a law personally created by Pope Francis. It makes publishing classified Vatican documents a crime punishable by up to 8 years in prison. Journalist Emiliano Fittipaldi called his book depicting Vatican misspending of charitable donations morally and legally legitimate. He refused to answer any of the Vatican questions about his sources. Megan Williams, ABC News, Rome.
Move over, Etsy. Martha Stewart is breathing down your neck. The domestic guru is opening the Martha Stewart American Made store on Amazon's Handmade, which spotlights artisans hand-picked by Stewart, a direct challenge to Etsy. Karen Chase, ABC News.
Local news is brought to you by Shelton Health and Rehabilitation Center. Find them online at sheltonhealthandrehab.com.
You're listening to KMAS News Radio. I'm Mary Lynn Foster. Winds gusting over 50 miles per hour yesterday knocked out power to over 320,000 people in western Washington. There were nearly 8,000 Mason PUD3 customers who experienced outages at some point by storm-related damage to power lines and equipment. Overnight, crews were still working to restore power to some areas in North and South Mason County. In North Mason County, power to a substation was cut when trees fell onto high-voltage power lines. Nearly 3,400 customers were affected. Power was also lost to a substation west of Shelton, affecting about 2,600 customers. PUD1 crews were busy yesterday clearing up lines down on Sunnyside Road and replacing the pole that was down on Duckabash Road. Crews picked up a load on the Union substation to get power back on for all Union Alderbrook customers. Puget Sound Energy crews still have work to do as their restoration efforts include making repairs to transmission lines. PSE had so many outage issues that they had to call in extra crews from other areas to help. Flooding in the Skokomish Valley yesterday prevented all garbage and recycling pickups for customers in Mason County. Officials are telling garbage customers to double up their regular service for Tuesday, November 24th. Recycle customers are asked to bag up all extras, and they'll be picked up on the next scheduled pickup day on Tuesday, December 1st. Mason County voters may get to decide on increasing the sales tax to pay for an increase in the sheriff's budget and to give him a raise. The county commissioners decided to put a request for a 0.3% sales tax increase on a 2016 ballot. The tax would increase the sheriff's office budget and provide a $29,000 raise in the sheriff's annual salary. Commissioner Tim Sheldon proposed the tax levy, with Commissioner Randy Netherland agreeing during a meeting on Monday. Sheriff Casey Salisbury reacted by saying that under this proposal, it means that if he wants a raise, then he has to go out and sell it and essentially beg the voters for his own pay increase. Commissioner Sheldon says it gives the citizens a chance to weigh in and decide if they want to vote for a $29,000 increase for the sheriff. Salisbury is paid $86,000 a year to oversee 109 full-time employees and a $12.8 million budget. He hasn't received a salary increase since he took office in 2004. He wants his pay to be more in line with the sheriff of Grays Harbor, who oversees 80 full-time deputies and support staff and is paid an annual salary of $113,000 a year. The commissioners directed County Budget Manager Frank Pinter to come up with a proposal for the sales tax levy for discussion. I'm Mary Lynn Foster, your local news at AM 1030 and FM 103.3, and always on KMAS.com.
Tune in all season long to NFL Insider on Westwood One. Hi, this is Mark Malone. Join me each week as we whip around the league and break down the NFL. We'll hear from today's stars and yesterday's heroes as James Lofton sits down with a fellow member of the Hall of Fame. We'll also check in with former greats Rod Woodson and Donovan McNabb to help us break down all the latest NFL news. That's NFL Insider right here.
Sunday morning at 6:30 on KMAS.
I'm attorney Harold Carr. During the past 25 years, more than 8,000 people have trusted me to handle their personal injury cases. I understand how an injury can disrupt your life and cause financial hardship for you and your family. At the law firm of Harold Carr, we have 5 attorneys and 19 staff members experienced with negotiating and litigating with insurance companies. So if you feel the insurance company is not dealing with you fairly, call me, Harold Carr. Let us deal with the insurance company so you won't have to.
Car accident? Call Carr or visit us online at haroldcarrattorney.com.
Still undefeated. Hi, everybody. Todd Ant reporting on sports. College basketball's tip-off marathon ended with a bang as Michigan State rallied from 11 points down with 9 minutes to go, setting up Matt McQuaid with 55 seconds left.
Gets it out front. McQuaid for 3. He got his other one. He got his other one.
On the Spartan Sports Network, number 13, Michigan State downs. Number 4, Kansas, 79-73 in Chicago. Spartans' Denzel Valentine notched a triple-double. In the first game at the United Center, number 2, Kentucky handled number 5, Duke, 74-63. Good as your last victory. Georgetown in 22 years, and the Terps take it.
Suleiman a 3. Got it. Rashid Suleiman from downtown.
On Westwood 1, Maryland escapes 75-71 over the visiting Hoyas. To the NBA, the defending champs just keep on winning.
Curry near side. Dribble drive. Head fake. Stops. Turns. Fires. Hits.
On KNBR, Stephen Curry, 37 points in Golden State's 115-110 victory over Toronto. The Warriors are 12-0 and 4 wins away from the league record for longest season-opening winning streak. LeBron James scored 30 points last night, but just 7 in the second half as the Cavaliers suffer their second straight loss, losing to the Pistons 104-99 after going on an 8-game winning streak. James feels his team may be too cocky.
We're not entitled to being the Eastern Conference champion because that's last year. It's a totally different year. And, until we figure that out, we're going to continue to put ourselves in positions to lose basketball games.
Knicks first-round pick Kristaps Porzingis scored a season-high 29 points in the Knicks' 102-94 victory over Charlotte. Baseball awards, Rangers skipper Jeff Bannister and Cubs Joe Madden named AL and NL Managers of the Year. Cy Young Awards handed out tonight. NFL Raiders linebacker Olin Smith suspended for 1 year without pay under the NFL substance abuse policy. Todd Ant, ABC Sports.
I was thinking about it because I was singing in bath time last night.
Yeah.
Singing. I go, that can be kind of fun.
It's because you're a good singer.
Well, thank you.
For Newsradio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 103.3. Hi, everybody. KMAS.com. If you've got a mobile device and you want to watch and listen at the same time, we have those capabilities for you on KMAS.com.
You can just go to, if you have any kind of tablet
or,
go to the
pad.
YouTube app and watch the show.
Yeah, YouTube/KMAS or /1030 KMAS.
Search for KMAS. It's
just
pretty
search,
easy.
Yeah, we're big time over there now. They even put commercials in.
We're big time something.
All right, number 9th ranked Gonzaga taking on the Northern Arizona
Lumberjacks.
Yes, sir. Lumberjacks. 0-1.
Right. I looked it up. I didn't believe you yesterday.
Yeah, the Lumberjacks. And 5:40, the pregame will tip off at 6 tonight on this very radio station. Very exciting to think about how Gonzaga will run out the season this year. It's going to be a challenge for them. They've got a lot of new players. They have all new guards. They're not household names. We had such a nice, comfortable last 2-3 seasons in a row. With John Stockton's son was on the team, and Pangos was on the team, and some of these guys that have gone on to the NBA now. And so our backcourt was pretty solid. Now they've got 5 new guys. Brian Alberts, couple of guys. Perkins were out there for a while. Anyway, you need a good backcourt to keep the defenses honest, or else they'll just gang up and plug the middle up. And if all you got is the 3 big guys, you got to get the ball to them. And if you can't get the ball to them and you can't shoot from outside, you're in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the quick overview for the game tonight. Gonzaga and Northern Arizona, 3rd game in 6 days for Arizona. So they may be a little leg weary in the second half. We hope. Thursday night football tomorrow night, Titans and Jaguars. And on Saturday night, the Cougs host Colorado. Buffalo's in the Palouse, 5:30 pregame, 7:45 kickoff. Seahawks and Niners, Seahawks favored by 12 over the 49ers. That is a big spread in the NFL. That's just the Seahawks are just pretty much going to slaughter San Francisco this Sunday.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be so hasty to say that, because I think there's a little soul searching going on behind the walls there at Seahawkville, also known as the VMAC. 11 a.m. pregame, 1:25 in the afternoon on Sunday for the kickoff. And a heads up, next Friday after Thanksgiving will be the Apple Cup in the afternoon. And that'll be a lot of fun. 10:30 pregame, 12:30 kickoff. We'll have that right here on the radio if you're traveling to your second family's Thanksgiving, or whatever you do on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people go Thursday one family and Friday the next family. Saturday they're college buddies, and who knows what.
Everybody's in town.
All right, so always a lot of fun, and I'm getting kind of tuned into the holiday spirit now all of a sudden, just thinking about it.
Okay. All right. The full holiday spirit, or just Thanksgiving?
Just Thanksgiving.
You don't want to get too
But once Thanksgiving gets here, then it's holiday mode all the way through. We got the parade coming up here in a couple of weeks. It says Christmastown, USA, after all.
It is.
So somebody was throwing down at me the other day about their grandfather, who was one of the founders of the station. Common name around here is Sheets family.
Mm-hmm.
That KMAS, and I always, MAS is for Mason County. Well, they named it KMAS for Christmastown, USA. That's how the call letters came to the radio station. Different than what I had thought, but
no. Are you serious?
Serious. Yeah.
I always thought it was an acronym for something. I think there's a lot of
I've heard that as well.
It's an acronym as well.
Yeah, exactly.
KMAS,
we
Christmas.
heard that at the parade in McClary one year on the loudspeaker.
I'm sure you did.
Oh, I grew up with KMAS.
I know what that stands for.
On the loudspeaker. Everybody in McClary was roaring.
I bet.
That was awesome.
That's funny.
All right, 7:15. We've got a nice day today, yes?
KMAS. Christmas.
Yeah, KMAS.
Yeah, I don't think I can even go with the rest of the show. My mind has been sufficiently blown. 7:15. It's 43. Beautiful sunrise. If you're able to go out and look at towards the water and beyond, it's in about 5 minutes officially. 4:34. The sunset tonight.
Yes.
Still looking for a 1/4 inch of rain tonight through the overnight. Then clear skies for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A little bit more rain on Monday. Then Tuesday, rain continues, and by the evening, it'll get cold. So cold, we could see some snow.
Nah, stop it.
As the low into Wednesday is going to be 25.
Ooh, so and moisture?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it is romantical. If you're not out in it driving.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS.
Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now from the shores of Hood Canal, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning to you. It's Daybreak here at KMAS, and we'll give you an update of the latest from the Associated Press. But right first, I want to talk to you about PUD 3. They are working hard, and some notes from their Twitter in the last little bit here. Electricity at 6:44 restored to Panther Lake. So they're getting close. West Boundary Road at about 6:50, making great strides. The Mason PUD 3 is. They're currently working on Mission Creek Road, which is a portion of Mission Lake, Okonek Road, I think, yeah. Portion of the Satsop-Clocolum Road, and then Spalding Road. Number of isolated scattered outages. There are some numbers that you can call, and that's kind of where they're at, scattered outages happening. Their main line locally, 432-1533. Then there's some other numbers for Belfair and Elma. If you'd like those, you can call us.
Give us a call here at 462-1041 in the studio. Speaking of roads, Jeff, had a visit from Gloria and John, good friends of the radio station yesterday.
Okay.
Stopped by after we got off the air.
Yeah.
And they live on Simmons Road, which is kind of on Squaxin Reservation, just off the freeway. And not at the KTP, the main gas station, but the one that's over on, I guess, what would be the northeast side of the freeway, the other side of the freeway. There's a little express gas station there, ethanol-free job.
I was there this morning taking a look.
So
looking down Simmons Road.
Okay, so Simmons Road is sometimes neglected by people exiting the gas station or coming into the gas station.
I would say 9 times out of 10, it would be hard-pressed.
And sometimes very scary moments. In fact, Gloria had to get settled down at her appointed doctor's appointment when she got there because she was so wound up by a close call there the other day. So they just kind of want to make a plea for, number one, people to be aware that there is a live road with 6 dwellings, homes that live up there. Also, Taylor Shellfish has trucks coming in and out of there. And so for your own safety, please take a look around before you come barreling out of the gas station or going into the gas station in the exit side of the gas station.
That's
where the issue is.
Another one we need to talk about. There are 2. There is an entrance, and it's further down the road.
Yes. Yeah, you got to go kind of past the station and turn in.
Yeah.
And then everybody's pointing the same way. And then when you come out, please look to your right to see if somebody's coming.
Yeah.
And so it can be a very dangerous area there. And so they wanted to bring that to the attention of some officials, and they have talked to officials about it, haven't gotten anything fixed as far as striping or designations or, because in all honesty, it's really hard to see Simmons Road.
Well, we
from
told
the gas
me
station
yesterday,
yeah.
and I used that side. That's where I get my gas coming into work, and I didn't even know what you were talking about. Because you're sitting there, you're getting gas, you look to the right, and that's the room there where you can pay for it.
Yeah.
Across the way is a espresso stand. It just looks like it's one big parking lot.
Yeah, there's a road there. So be aware, and please drive safely. Thank you.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Attention casino goers, the Lucky Eagle Casino Players Club is now better than ever with more levels and reward options and great new ways to earn discounts on hotel rooms, meals, concert tickets, and more. Plus, you can now download your free play and points right at your favorite machine. Not a club member? It's free to join, so hurry in today to launch your rewards. Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel, I-5 to exit 88 Rochester, Washington, and LuckyEagle.com, where you belong. Has your doctor ordered a colonoscopy for you? It's a very common outpatient procedure recommended to adults after the age of 50 to screen for abnormalities that could lead to colorectal cancer. Mason General Hospital Surgery Clinic has board-certified general surgeons
And hesitate to schedule yours in the comfort and expert care of Mason General Hospital. And know that an excellent surgeon is close to home at the surgery clinic.
Mason General Hospital Surgery Clinic is part of Mason General Hospital and family of clinics. Equal opportunity provider, translation services provided.
Mason General and family of clinics.
Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
iFiber Communications, the fastest internet provider in Washington State, has just opened their doors here in Mason County and got their first local customers signed up. James, tell me about your experience.
From the first time I learned of iFiber to the day I got hooked up, even now, I felt that my fiber connection and the service given to me have been the #1 most important job to every member of the iFiber team. And not just because I was first in line with my nose pressed up to the glass waiting for a company to take my money.
What differences have you noticed?
I get what I pay for. With non-fiber solutions, you're paying up to the top and never get a constant number anywhere near that top. With fiber, you certainly do. With iFiber, you get it at a competitive and affordable price.
Why should others sign up for iFiber Internet?
Well, iFiber has made a commitment to Mason County. They're working hard to bring fast speeds to everyone at an affordable price. And now with phones and television, your bill will be all in one place with no hidden fees or sudden price changes to surprise you month to month like other all-in-one service providers.
Get signed up for iFiber Communications today by calling 360-427-4000 or visit iFiber.tv for more information.
Hi, this is Terry Allen with a look at the community calendar on KMAS. Nonprofits post your events on KMAS.com. The Hood Sport chapter of Takeoff Pound Sensibly would like to invite anyone interested in taking control of their weight to join Friday mornings for support. Weigh-in is from 8:30 to 9:45, and the meetings begin at 10. Ops meets in the Hood Sport Community Church, 71 Finch Creek Road. For KMAS News Radio, I'm Terry Allen.
Hi, this is Seattle Mariners broadcaster Dave Sims, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
All right, good morning to you. Daybreak here, KMAS, KMAS.com. We're all kind of
talk with us,
recapping
Carol.
And thinking about yesterday's and these past couple days, storms.
Carol's actually going to finish the morning show up.
Oh, you are?
With you later on.
Great.
But she's here early.
Where was I on that conversation?
Well, we didn't need a third party to...
True.
Got outvoted 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Democracy at work.
So your little home was without power yesterday.
Yes, I live near the west side of Olympian, so there was a whole section that was out. And it's weird, too, because it's like just patches. And my mom, she lives like 2 miles away, and she was not out at all.
Yeah. And Jeff wasn't out. He's about 2 miles the other direction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
Just
more,
Carol.
but yeah. I know. But it was windy.
Could you tell what time of the day it was off? Did your clocks blinking at a certain time?
When I was at home, it went off. At 4:37.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't go.
And you were out for a couple of hours then, Carol?
Yeah, about 2.5 hours.
We were out 2 hours in Hoodsport. They had, I think it was from the canal tracks, for those who are locals up there, up to Hama Hama, oysters in the river there. So pretty good, about 9 mile stretch there. And the Colony Surf was on the list and all those. And everybody was out for a while. And then they got, miraculously, the PUDs, they did an extraordinary job. Still pockets of areas, but a big group of folks over in the Tahuya area got their power restored here just about an hour ago. Very exciting for them, I'm sure.
Well, and
showers.
You know, one thing I found interesting, I have PSC, Puget Sound Energy, and they have a huge area. And the outage to see when the approximate time that they can restore it is. Mine was spot on. They got it restored just like they said they were going to get it restored.
And they had you out when you were out.
And they had, I reported it, and then it shows up on their list, but I'm sure other people report it because there's like 1,000, I guess, in my group. So I had a very good experience with them. And so I was following the Twitter and the Facebook feed also, and other people were very unhappy.
Not as happy.
Where are you? The outage map, it's not showing, blah, blah, blah. And so but then when you really look at what they're out there doing,
I remember somebody's wife getting very upset with the local PUDs one year.
Oh yeah, because there's a new show on called Power and Ice. Have you seen the previews for this on Discovery or History? And it has to do with like electrical crews in Alaska, or something like that.
Yeah.
And so the power,
there's a challenge.
So you think about this. These people are up first off in the cherry pickers, some 30 feet up. Okay. Scary enough, the wind's whipping. Then, here, engage this 1,000 millivolt deal and touch this, and you got to make sure the power's out. You don't want to get electrocuted. It is a tough deal.
It is a tough deal. I knew some people that worked in the electrical, business, and it's, you have to know what you're doing, obviously. And then, I saw some pictures, the whole box or whatever it was completely exploded. So then you have to, just totally create a whole new box and put it together. And the thing is they don't know where it's going to strike.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You're ready to go, but and you don't have any warning on where the wind is going to decide to, blow a tree down or something.
Absolutely
So,
true. Yeah.
I know it's tough when you don't have power in here. I'm like, I have power. So it's easier for me to say because I do have power right now, but it's tough out there.
It's really tough.
I don't think, when you peel it back, there's nothing short of heroic efforts being done on all these energy providers during these emergencies. Akin to the firefighters. They just respond. They don't ask any questions. They just go where they're assigned and they do their job. Same with the electrical workers, the PUD and the Puget Sound Energy people. And it's all hands on deck and everybody wears different hats and you just do what you need to do to get the job done as quickly and efficiently as possible and safely.
Right.
We talked about all this, but the high voltage that is involved in restoring power is scary.
Oh, yeah.
And, knock on wood, they get this stuff back and running and under less than ideal conditions. Like Jeff says, bad weather blowing at you.
Have you ever seen the documentaries on those guys that work on the super big, huge power lines and they have like a helicopter dropping them down to the top of those big, huge, when you're driving along out in the middle of nowhere and you see those big, huge things, those power things.
I'm out there in the middle of nowhere quite often.
Yeah.
And you have some of those, fail, so you have to get up there somehow.
So like the main power lines, kind of like cutting through the casino or the Little Creek area?
More like in Eastern Washington, you see those big, huge ones. Those
and
super high ones.
Go out over the
mountains
and
hills. Yeah. So it's, it's not a job I would want. And those guys, 24/7.
Special breed. Yeah. And so good job, everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for the most part. I know people get frustrated. And who would? You've been 3 days without power.
Right.
And, it's horrible.
I was, another kudos to whoever. I was happy that I didn't get a call that we got out of power here at the station.
Yeah, we were on standby. Had my fingers crossed as well as I was driving home.
Seemed to all work out.
Yeah.
All right.
7:30.
Yeah, 7:30. We'll be back.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Local news is brought to you by Fred Holmes Tree Service. FredHolmesTreeService.com, 427-4489.
You're listening to KMAS News Radio. I'm Mary Lynn Foster. Winds gusting over 50 miles per hour yesterday knocked out power to over 320,000 people in Western Washington. There were nearly 8,000 Mason PUD3 customers who experienced outages at some point by storm-related damage to power lines and equipment. Overnight, crews were still working to restore power to some areas in North and South Mason County. In North Mason County, power to a substation was cut when trees fell onto high-voltage power lines. Nearly 3,400 customers were affected. Power was also lost to a substation west of Shelton, affecting about 2,600 customers. PUD 1 crews were busy yesterday clearing up lines down on Sunnyside Road and replacing the pole that was down on Duckabash Road. Crews picked up a load on the Union substation to get power back on for all Union Alderbrook customers. Puget Sound Energy crews still have work to do as their restoration efforts include making repairs to transmission lines. PSE had so many outage issues that they had to call in extra crews from other areas to help. Flooding in the Skokomish Valley yesterday prevented all garbage and recycling pickups for customers in Mason County. Officials are telling garbage customers to double up their regular service for Tuesday, November 24th. Recycle customers are asked to bag up all extras, and they'll be picked up on the next scheduled pickup day on Tuesday, December 1st. Mason County voters may get to decide on increasing the sales tax to pay for an increase in the sheriff's budget and to give him a raise. The county commissioners decided to put a request for a 0.3% sales tax increase on a 2016 ballot. The tax would increase the sheriff's office budget and provide a $29,000 raise in the sheriff's annual salary. Commissioner Tim Sheldon proposed the tax levy, with Commissioner Randy Netherland agreeing during a meeting on Monday. Sheriff Casey Salisbury reacted by saying that under this proposal, it means that if he wants a raise, then he has to go out and sell it and essentially beg the voters for his own pay increase. Commissioner Sheldon says it gives the citizens a chance to weigh in and decide if they want to vote for a $29,000 increase for the sheriff. Salisbury is paid $86,000 a year to oversee 109 full-time employees and a $12.8 million budget. He hasn't received a salary increase since he took office in 2004. He wants his pay to be more in line with the sheriff of Grays Harbor, who oversees 80 full-time deputies and support staff and is paid an annual salary of $113,000 a year. The commissioners directed County Budget Manager Frank Pinter to come up with a proposal for the sales tax levy for discussion. I'm Mary Lynn Foster, your local news at AM 1030 and FM 103.3, and always on KMAS.com.
Snow melts. Rain falls. Rivers form. This happens all over the world. But when it happens here, something wonderful unfolds. A renewable source of energy, created without releasing even an ounce of CO2 into the Earth's atmosphere.
Mason PUD 3. Clean, renewable, and reliable energy every day.
Hi, it's Dale from the Daybreak Show, inviting you to join Jeff Lakey and myself every morning from 6 till 9. We have what we think is a pretty compelling mix of news, information, and interviews.
Hi, this is Patty Verney. I'm the store director at Nifty Thrifty.
This is Terry Shaw from the Mason County Senior Activity Center.
This is Kathy Haig. This is Patty Case with Green Diamond Resource Company, and you're listening to Jeff and Dale. Jeff and Dale.
Jeff and Dale. Jeff and Dale on Newsradio KMAS. Boy, you're smart listening to this station.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 103.3, and KMAS.com. Don't forget. I'm Dale Hubbard, 734, here on this Wednesday morning, 1 week from Thanksgiving Eve. Gonzaga on the hardwoods tonight to take on the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. And we've got it for you. 5:40 pregame, 6 o'clock. The tip-off tonight, Gonzaga, our first broadcast of the season, ranked 9th in the nation. Thursday night football tomorrow, the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I've been to that Jacksonville stadium. It's pretty cool. It was new when I went there. It's not so new no more. In fact, there's talk about the Jaguars ending up being the first European football team.
Send them over.
Saturday, Cougs, Colorado, 5:30 pregame, 7:45 kickoff. Cougs are ranked as well, 23rd by the coaches, 24th by AP, and first ranking since 2006 for the Cougars. They're playing good football. There's 7 wins now and 3 losses, and they've got they're favored against Colorado this weekend at home. Then they come over to this side, Husky Stadium, on Friday after Thanksgiving for an afternoon dance with the Huskies. And we have that game for you as well next Friday, the 27th. And we'll begin our coverage at 10:30 in the morning with the kickoff scheduled for 12:30. Shelton High Climbers football banquet tonight. Don't forget, 6 o'clock at the Shelton Civic Center. And big congratulations going out to River Ridge's McKenna Schultz. Over 1,500 points and 200 steals in 3 seasons, got a year to go. And Sarah Bowen of Timberline, who averages 15 points per game. Both signed letters of intent yesterday to play next year at St. Martin's.
That's cool.
And St. Martin's has a new men's basketball coach, and they got a big win. His first win, Pribble is his name, the University of California, Berkeley player, and now the St. Martin's coach, Alex Pribble, got his first win. A big 72-69 victory over Warner Pacific last night. Congratulations to them.
South Sound forecast and a good morning to you. Daybreak here at KMAS 42. And we're still likely to see a little bit of rain tonight, about a 1/4 inch into the overnight, and likely to be pretty much done by the time we start the show tomorrow morning. 46 tomorrow. Friday looks good. Saturday as well. Sunday, maybe a little bit of precipitation coming up on Monday during the day. Then into Tuesday, and throughout the day Tuesday, rain is off and on, and then it's going to be pretty cold. Tuesday, 20s. Yeah, 20s. So by the low on Wednesday, of next Wednesday, a week from today, is 24.
Yikes.
So between Tuesday and Wednesday, we could see a little bit of snow.
S-N-O-E. No. S-N-O.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now, from the gateway to the Olympic Mountains, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
7:38 here at KMAS, KMAS.com.
We were busy thanking the PUDs and Puget Sound Energy crews and the work that they did. We got a call this morning from PUD 1.
Sure.
Thanking their customers for their help and cooperation and for being patient. And so it's a two-way street. So awesome.
Good.
Very cool.
Nice to hear from them.
Yeah.
All right, 7:38 here at KMAS, KMAS.com. Some other stuff happening around the big Northwest. We talked a little bit about this, but something to do if you want to skip all those Black Friday sales next Friday. You know, your Thanksgiving has happened, and you're looking ahead to the weekend, and you're saying to yourself, I think I would love to watch the Apple Cup with a new and delicious fish. Trout, large trout.
That's it.
I knew it. I was trying to find what fish it was.
That's good.
So
you're on now.
Think about this. You wake up early Friday morning, head over to Spencer Lake or Offutt Lake or Long Lake in Thurston counties.
Yeah.
And you put the thing out there.
That would be a line.
Put the line out there, and you start to get it. Wait a second, I got a hook.
Whale on this thing.
This thing is a monster, about 1.5 feet long. This trout weighing up to 1 1/4 pound. That'd be a fun day to start your weekend.
Oh, it'd be awesome. Trout for lunch?
I don't know. How long does it take to clean a fish like that? Could you do it in minutes?
Yes, a minute.
A minute? Yeah. Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah, easily.
So, Fish and Wildlife is offering anglers opportunities for some tight lines rather than long lines the day after Thanksgiving.
That tight lines means you got one on.
Got one on there. So, pretty cool stuff. Eastern Washington as well. Thousands of smaller trout stocked last year should be ready now.
Big trout now.
So again, Spencer Lake, Mason County, Offutt Lake, and Long Lake in Thurston County.
All getting stocked, and don't jump the gun, as Jeff was encouraging folks to do an hour ago.
I was, if you really are not.
Well, if you're not doing
into
nothing on Thanksgiving morning, and all your wife is going to do is say, get out of the kitchen.
Get out of the kitchen. You're making a mess.
All right, cup of coffee to go. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
just go out in the garage, get all your gear.
Thermos and
head for Spencer Lake.
Why not? East of Morton.
Where did he go?
About 30 miles this morning, there was a 2.8 earthquake.
Yes.
So they were talking about that. I mean, so think about this. You got the water. We have all the water. We're saturated. We're at the point where the hillsides are emitting water. That's how wet it is.
It's a sponge that has too much water.
And now the earth starts to shake. 2.8. You got to be careful. Saw a lot of things about trees down. Saw a lot of things about people I saw this one house. They had just spent $30,000 in renovation.
Uh-oh.
And this
can't be a good story.
This tree comes down right on the roof.
Oh, no.
They don't think there's any structural damage, but boy, I'd be hard-pressed to go back in there without someone to come and look.
And check. Yeah.
There's so many trees. That's one thing that's so beautiful about this area.
Yeah.
It's then so dangerous as well.
Yeah. We were checking the tree line around storage area yesterday, and you got some that have been dead, but they, the big winds blow and you watch and you see, and so if they're not really doing a lot of movement, you're in pretty good shape. So the one caveat to that is branches. Branches can snap off and go flying, and good size ones, pretty thick. So this is the time of year where we want to remind you, if you do have trees down, branches down, danger trees maybe that are standing and you're a little nervous about that, may we suggest perhaps our friend Fred Holmes. He has safe, reliable, professional, guaranteed tree removal, and he can take it out if it's already on the ground, or he can take it down and out, and safely too. It's Fred Holmes Tree Service, and you can look him up online at fredholmestreeservice.com, or give a call 427-4489.
7:43 here at KMAS. 42. It looks clear and amazing what 24 hours can do. It is pretty nice out there right now. Mason PUD 3 is still working on some places restoring electricity. PUD 1 as well as PSE. There are folks in all pockets, and it is tough, when you're out of energy. And I mean, that's what we're used to, having full lights and power. And so if it's out for any amount of time, one of the things we were talking about, for whatever reason, my coffee maker seems to have a battery or some sort of memory in it, and the clock did not get changed on that. We were kind of 50-50 on, well, we need to run the dishwasher, we need to do some laundry. Should we be doing these things with the risk of more outages? And when there are power outages, it's important to shut down as much as you can.
Oh, yeah.
So when it comes on, it doesn't overload the system.
Yeah, that's the key. You don't want a lot going on when the power goes out, because then that's all going to come on with a big swoop.
Yeah, which often then can re-pop things.
Yes,
and cause
breakers.
That's probably
yikes. You don't want that happening. Absolutely. And so keep that in mind, those safety tips that we bang on you a little bit about those periodically, because we just want everybody to be safe, warm, happy. This is a little bit upsetting now, and perhaps a movement of an industry out of the area. Seafood company proposing to move its Atlantic salmon fish farm operations out of Port Angeles Harbor because of plans for a Navy pier. This is according to the Peninsula Daily News. Icicle Seafoods out of Seattle says its pens are too close to a proposed U.S. Navy pier, and officials are considering moving them into the Strait of Juan de Fuca by 2017. Well, at first blush, I thought they were going to move the whole thing to the eastern seaboard. So if they just moved to the Strait of Juan de Fuca, that wouldn't be as devastating, but still a bit of a processing and employment resource for the Port Angeles, Jefferson County folks. And so you don't hate to see anything move or get out of there. And I don't know how much impact a Navy pier would have with that. And so not knowing the details, we probably shouldn't make any comments.
Okay.
Unless you want to, you can.
No, I don't. I was trying to read it. I was having a hard time mapping this stuff, because isn't Port Angeles, I mean, if you're coming in the strait and then you come down into like Seattle and all that stuff.
Yeah,
isn't it kind of just on the edge where?
Yeah, you can see
part of it is. Yeah, and that's already on the straight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the mouth of the straight.
Yeah. So maybe they can still get away with it being in Port Angeles.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Say if you're looking to spice things up a bit, check out Village Resort. Nestled along the quiet waters of Union, the Robin Hood Village Resort offers quaint cabins, fine dining, and a traditional pub setting. This ultimate staycation is also the ultimate date night with live music every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday nights. The Robin Hood Village Resort. Check them out online, robinhoodvillageresort.com.
Hi, I'm Marlo Brown, the new owner of Vanderwall's Garage. We want to get your car ready for this season's weather. Rain and snow can do a number on your vehicle. We know it needs to be reliable for whatever life throws your way. We do tire replacements to brake installation, oil changes, and more. Vanderwalls is your one-stop shop for the repairs your vehicle needs to keep on going. Call us today at 426-8208 and get $20 off your next service. Thank you.
Peninsula Credit Union presents Phil. Phil stands for Peninsula Home Improvement Loan. Designed to help you get things done around the house, Phil can help you a little or a lot. This is not a second mortgage. With a Peninsula Home Improvement Loan, you can get 7.24% APR on a 60-month loan or 7.49% APR for 120 months. From replacing the roof to new flooring and everything home-related in between, take advantage of a Peninsula Home Improvement Loan and Phil will help you get the job done. Call Peninsula Credit Union today. 800-426-1601. That's 800-426-1601. Or apply online at pcfcu.org. OAC. See representatives for details. Limited time offer. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Annual percentage rate is effective as of June 11th, 2014. Loan amounts from $500 to $15,000. Terms available from 60 months up to 120 months. For payment examples, call 800-426-1601.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack when you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price? And if saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their starter set, complete with a razor, 3 of their world-famous blades, and shaving cream for just $15. And shipping is always free. We'll also give you $5 off your first order. Our way of saying thank you for trying us. How are we able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures them. That's how. So go to harrys.com right now and enter code 9966 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 9966.
Hi, this is Seattle Mariners broadcaster Dave Valley, and you are listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
I'm not sure I've spent that much on razor blades.
I know they're expensive, but not, I don't know. I guess if you're using them as directed, you're supposed to change them out every week.
Yeah, mine lasts a year or so.
At least.
Until it starts really scraping. If as long as it's going smooth, I'm good.
One of the tells that I have with these razors is there's the 3, 4, 5, 7 blades or whatever, and then above that there's a little rubber thing.
And if that's
usually
wearing out,
blue, and if it turns white or something, then I know. Well,
yeah, it's time to change.
It's probably time.
When that mine's white strip, and so on, it starts to disintegrate.
One time I tried to sharpen the blades.
Oh my gosh!
By rubbing it against your jeans.
Oh yeah.
In a way that you can, and it just got jean denim stuff all over the place.
Plus that's
Stephanie's watching you do this, and she's laughing, of course.
Of course. Guess which is the first part of your jeans that'll wear out?
Yeah,
right there.
Just so happens to be that part. Weird.
Artist of the Year, 2012.
Artist of the Year in 2012. That had to have been. Oh. I don't know.
You must be a Bieber believer.
Well, I am.
Justin Bieber, Artist of the Year, American Music Awards 2012 on this very day.
I read an article
3 years
with
ago.
him behind the scenes. And, you know, he's got a lot of money and he can do whatever he wants, and he does do whatever he wants. But he was talking about the other side, kind of like him being holed up in his hotel room.
Yeah, can't go anywhere.
You can't leave.
No.
There's paparazzi. I mean, there's literally paparazzi and
fans.
screaming fans
Yeah.
right outside the door in the hotel room.
But, you know, and he didn't, I mean, so he's been at this since he was, what, 12 years old or something?
Like that.
So he's, you know, it's very reminiscent of the Elvis Presley thing.
Yeah.
And he's living that kind of a sheltered life. And there's no way out of that unless, I think it's a little bit of a mindset because, like, for instance, Justin Timberlake seems to do well in crowds. I mean, he'll go out in public and he'll, hey, how you doing? You know, and he's a superstar, but it's not quite the same thing as like Justin Bieber is this a total chaos and mayhem wherever he goes. And, you know, it's he's got his bodyguards with him and his entourage, and it's always a big deal. You know, if you just got up one day and walked out the door and maybe combed your hair a little bit different, nobody'd probably pay attention. I'm sure some people are hanging out there, the paparazzi and all that, but I don't know. Sometimes I think they kind of created that themselves a little bit.
You see the commercial for Barnes & Noble with Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett?
Yes, singing.
Kind of a weird commercial because I don't go to Barnes & Noble to meet people. I go there to buy books.
Well, don't
It's
you
like
go
a
there to
library.
sing Christmas carols, though?
I must be going to the wrong
You
one.
sing on one side of the row of books, and then there's somebody that answers the next verse over on the other side.
That's how Steph and I met.
See? That's actually the story of Steph and Jeff right there. Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett. Now you know the rest of the story.
Ah, jeez.
That's awesome.
What else is going on in the historical notes today?
Well, one of my favorite movies in the last 10 years, which was exactly 10 years ago today, the Johnny Cash biopic, Walk the Line.
Great one.
That was a good, and is a good movie. If you don't even have to be a Johnny Cash fan, but it helps. It's just a good story. It's a good story.
Great movie.
And well put together. Good movie. They did a good job on that. See,
at the age of 86. You remember him from the Scataloom, Skaladoom, Skaladoobalababaloo, and the
that's
Blues
awesome.
Brothers. Little Minnie the Moocher for you.
Minnie the Moocher was one of his big songs. He was
Sing
very
that one.
popular in the 40s. Oh my word. He was hot stuff.
Really?
Yeah. McCartney's birth certificate sold for $18,000 at auction on the state in 1990. I wonder how much. Never mind.
You can say it.
I'm not going to even do that. I'm going to be above the fray. Look the other way. Hello, darling. Conway Twitty. Big #1 song. He recorded that Hello, Darling on the state in 1969. Jerry Lee Lewis and his cousin wife, Myra, divorced in Memphis on the state in 1970. Now, Jerry Lee Lewis Jr. died in a car wreck at the age of 16. And then it was a year later or 2 years later that his only other son drowned in the pool in the backyard.
Whoa.
So he lost both his sons within a year or two. You know, and I was kind of thinking yesterday with all the stuff with Charlie Sheen is kind of like this generation's Jerry Lee Lewis. His lifestyle, and he'll probably live to be 95 years old or something, you know. Defy all odds. Because he's just hardcore. You know, he's got HIV, but he's not letting that slow him down. Crazy.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Now that is Beethoven.
It's
also the Lone Ranger.
The William Tell Overture.
William Tell Overture.
I don't know who wrote it. I can't remember.
Bugs Bunny made it pretty popular.
He did. 1307. Fellow named William Tell shot an apple off his son's head.
Oh.
Creating the legend that we now know. Old Bill was a legendary Swiss marksman who had been forced into the stunt after refusing to bow down to the rule of the imperial rulers, the Habsburgs.
Those damn Habsburgs.
As a small precaution, he'd stuck a second bolt for his crossbow in his belt and told the local governor, Governor, this is for you. Should I kill my son in this stunt? Bill's a big hero because right after he shot the arrow, he was hauled off to prison, escaped, ended up killing the guy.
There you go.
And started the struggle for Swiss independence.
Thus, the legend began.
There's the rest of the story for
There's
you.
a William Tell story. My word. Samuel L. Clemens, we know him as Mark Twain, published The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County.
I like it.
On the New York Sunday Press on this date, 1865. Man.
Somebody said the other day, I heard there's this new movie coming out with Meryl Streep or something. Has to do with
Steamboat Willie?
No, not Steamboat Willie, but like Susan B. Anthony and women's suffrage.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Some movie.
I think yes.
Anyways, the point of the movie and this right now is, you're pushing to make changes in America and you got all these changes and it's a big struggle and yada, yada. These women back in 1872 arrested trying to vote. I mean, it was decades. Until their grandkids maybe didn't even get to see that. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
They pushed forth this struggle, and it still wasn't until 80 years later that it was finally recognized.
And Susan B. Anthony had a coin in her honor. Was not popular. But that wasn't because of her. And now she's being considered for the face of the $10 bill. Is that the one that doesn't have a president? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Whatever the case, I remember one of the idiots that was up there running for president said, "Oh, it should be what
Mother Teresa."
And then somebody else.
Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher.
Jeb said that. Jeb said, I think Margaret Thatcher.
What in the world? What could you have thought of a stupider answer?
I mean, you just
for the American currency, put the British Prime Minister.
His mother is regarded as one of the greatest first
Barbara
wives or whatever.
Yeah.
He could have just said that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that would have made a lot of sense.
I mean, one, it was his mom, and two, it was a great first lady.
Yeah.
Barbara. That elder Bush family there.
Gracious.
Bobby Jindal, speaking of politics, Bobby Jindal's out of the race. You had a premonition on Monday.
I think I must have.
He calls me or something. Did Bobby Jindal drop out of the race?
Yeah.
No, he did last night. Says it's not his time.
One less egg to fry. One less bell to answer. Or however that carpenter.
There's a big governor race in Louisiana going on right now.
Is he in that?
He is not. It is between the current Democrat Attorney General, I don't know his name, and then the former Senator David Vitter. And Vitter was the guy who ran back in 2004 on being family values guy and then was busted with prostitutes and all that stuff.
Well, it was his other family.
So they're going into it. That race is getting pretty dirty.
The cream rises to the top in politics.
It sure does.
Oh, man. All right, the first teddy bear. This is the time of year for teddy bears. Morris Mitchum, a Brooklyn candy store owner, got the idea from a cartoon in the newspaper showing President Roosevelt on a hunting trip, sparing the life of a female bear and her cubs. I think I'll be a little teddy bears, Teddy Roosevelt, teddy bear. And that's how it started. That was way back in 1902.
So if Dwight Eisenhower had been in that picture?
It would have been a Dwight bear.
A Dwighty bear?
A Dwighty bear.
Huh.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird how that works?
That is strange. Although Dwight was a little young to be hunting in 1902.
I'm sure. 1963. Beep, pop, boop, beep, pop, pop. Touch-tone phones went on sale for the first time.
You're doing good on the sound effects today, by the way.
I've been practicing.
Mickey Mouse made his talkie debut. You want to give us a little Mickey Mouse? Steamboat Willie?
No, because the voice of Steamboat Willie is way different.
He was called Mortimer Mouse in those days.
See, I know Mickey.
And you are.
I don't know Mortimer.
Mrs. Disney didn't like the name Mortimer, thankfully.
That's how you know. That's who's got all the power.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
It's always a great lady behind every great man. Giving him all of his great ideas. Ben-Hur premiered with Charlton Heston playing the role of Ben. Not the movie about rats. This is a different Ben. 1959.
What else is going on? Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes got married in Italy.
Oh.
They had Siri, eventually divorced. Leah Remini is...
who was on King of Queens, was the wife. King of Queens,
Yeah,
right?
very good. She also was one of the characters while Saved by the Bell was doing their summer break, and they were all working at the resort. She was one of the people there. Anywho, she was part of Scientology.
Yes.
And she
was
come
raised
out,
in Scientology.
Yes. And she has come out and very outspoken against the church.
Wrote a book.
Outspoken against
I think
Tom
I want to
Cruise.
get it. I think I want to read it.
Maybe I can find us a review copy. Also, some of the things
Can
that
you get
Tom...
her on the show?
Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be awesome.
Some of the allegations are that one day Tom Cruise wants to play hide and seek. So him and maybe Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, like all these elites are at this house, and Tom Cruise goes, "Hey, let's play hide and go seek." And Leah Remini looks at him, kind of like you're looking at me right now.
Yeah.
What is this guy talking about?
Yeah.
She says, "No, I'm wearing 4-inch heels, Jimmy Choo shoes, and those are very expensive, so I'm not going to play." But that was kind of a, what?
Yeah.
What?
Hide and seek?
I don't know. I love a great game of hide and seek.
Yeah. Reed just signed off for the last time. 28 years on
Did that
live.
show?
Live with, what?
He did that show 28 years?
I guess so. And he was with Kelly then. It was Kathy Lee before Kelly.
And Gelman is producer.
Gelman, yeah.
God,
Yeah,
how do we
so-
know these people's names?
I don't know. Our heads are full of crap.
Huh.
The
Interesting. Hold on, let me stop you for a second, Dale.
Sure, yeah, go right ahead.
We are well past our time. We got into such a great conversation. It's 8 o'clock and the news is going on, but nothing ever happened. So let's get to the latest in local news.
Sure.
Marilyn Foster is coming up just after we finish up ABC News right now.
Right now,
Best
KMAS.
service and best prices. Call Gold Silver Group, 800-943-0812. 800-943-0812.
More than a year after a Texas freeway collision that killed 4 members of a college softball team, the NTSB is out with its final report. More from ABC's Jim Ryan.
Investigators knew from the start that Russell Staley did not touch the brakes before his 18-wheeler crossed the median on Interstate 35 and slammed into an oncoming bus. Now the NTSB says it was
due to incapacitation, likely from the use of synthetic cannabinoids.
The safety board is urging trucking companies to more carefully monitor their drivers for use of substances like K2. A co-worker and his own wife had expressed concerns about Staley's dependence on synthetic marijuana before the fatal crash. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Netflix has just released the final trailer for Bill Murray's latest movie, A Very Murray Christmas. The plot centers on Murray as a talk show host, featuring fearing that a snowstorm will keep all his guests away, including Chris Rock, Miley Cyrus, and George Clooney. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler will soon be co-hosting their old show, Saturday Night Live, December 19th. Karen Chase, ABC News.
Local news is brought to you by Shelton Health and Rehabilitation Center. Find them online at sheltonhealthandrehab.com.
You're listening to KMAS News Radio. I'm Mary Lynn Foster. Winds gusting over 50 miles per hour yesterday knocked out power to over 320,000 people in western Washington. There were nearly 8,000 Mason PUD3 customers who experienced outages at some point by storm-related damage to power lines and equipment. Overnight, crews were still working to restore power to some areas in North and South Mason County. In North Mason County, power to a substation was cut when trees fell onto high-voltage power lines. Nearly 3,400 customers were affected. Power was also lost to a substation west of Shelton, affecting about 2,600 customers. PUD1 crews were busy yesterday clearing up lines down on Sunnyside Road and replacing the pole that was down on Duckabash Road. Crews picked up a load on the Union substation to get power back on for all Union Alderbrook customers. Puget Sound Energy crews still have work to do as their restoration efforts include making repairs to transmission lines. PSE had so many outage issues that they had to call in extra crews from other areas to help. Flooding in the Skokomish Valley yesterday prevented all garbage and recycling pickups for customers in Mason County. Officials are telling garbage customers to double up their regular service for Tuesday, November 24th. Recycle customers are asked to bag up all extras, and they'll be picked up on the next scheduled pickup day on Tuesday, December 1st. Mason County voters may get to decide on increasing the sales tax to pay for an increase in the sheriff's budget and to give him a raise. The county commissioners decided to put a request for a 0.3% sales tax increase on a 2016 ballot. The tax would increase the sheriff's office budget and provide a $29,000 raise in the sheriff's annual salary. Commissioner Tim Sheldon proposed the tax levy, with Commissioner Randy Netherland agreeing during a meeting on Monday. Sheriff Casey Salisbury reacted by saying that under this proposal, it means that if he wants a raise, then he has to go out and sell it and essentially a chance to weigh in and decide if they want to vote for a $29,000 increase for the sheriff. Salisbury is paid $86,000 a year to oversee 109 full-time employees and a $12.8 million budget. He hasn't received a salary increase since he took office in 2004. He wants his pay to be more in line with the sheriff of Grays Harbor, who oversees 80 full-time deputies and support staff and is paid an annual salary of $113,000 a year. The commissioners directed County Budget Manager Frank Pinter to come up with a proposal for the sales tax levy for discussion. I'm Mary Lynn Foster, your local news at AM 1030 and FM 103.3, and always on KMAS.com.
Hi, this is Tom Hartman, host of the Tom Hartman Program. Join me 9 to noon on News Radio 1030 KMAS. Black mayor, black chief of police. I would say the thing that is missing is a black middle class who actually have good manufacturing jobs in the area, which just doesn't exist because of our insane trade policies. We have run up this multi-trillion-dollar trade deficit. We buy all this junk from low-wage countries. They end up with our dollars. They don't want to buy anything we make, so they come over here and they buy our buildings and whatnot. You can't have a middle class if you don't have manufacturing.
Hi, I'm Ken Slater, the Roof Doctor. If you're like me, your family's important, so make sure that they're well taken care of. One of the best ways to do that is to provide a safe and warm home to live in. For over 50 years, the Roof Doctor has been helping families stay safe and warm by building roofs that last for generations. Our teams have some of the most experienced roofers in the area, and we only use the highest quality materials to keep your family safe, warm, and dry. That's the Roof Doctor. Give us a call.
Still undefeated. Hi, everybody. Todd Ant reporting on sports. College basketball's tip-off marathon ended with a bang as Michigan State rallied from 11 points down with 9 minutes to go, setting up Matt McQuaid with 55 seconds left.
Gets it out front. McQuaid for three. He got it over.
Number 33 in Chicago, Spartans' Denzel Valentine notched a triple-double. In the first game at the United Center, number 2 Kentucky handled number 5 Duke 74-63. Wildcats coach John Calipari says, "You're only as good as your last victory."
So you're really happy with me today. Cal's the best. He's unbelievable. We lose to Wright State. Let's get hit. The game has passed him by. He's too old.
So true, coach. The first meeting between Maryland and Georgetown in 22 years, and the Terps take it.
Suleiman a three. Got it. Rasheed Suleiman from downtown.
On Westwood 1, Maryland escapes 75-71 over the visiting Hoyas. To the NBA, the defending champs just keep on winning.
Curry near side. Dribble drive. Head fake. Stops. Turns. Fires. Hits.
On KNBR, Stephen Curry, 37 points in Golden State's 115-110 victory over Toronto. The Warriors are 12-0 and 4 wins away from the league record for longest season-opening winning streak. LeBron James scored 30 points last night, but just 7 in the second half as the Cavaliers suffer their second straight loss, losing to the Pistons 104-99 after going on an 8-game winning streak. James feels his team may be too cocky.
We're not entitled to being the Eastern Conference champions. That's last year. It's a totally different
different year. And, until we figure that out, we're going to continue to put ourselves in positions to lose basketball games.
Knicks first-round pick Kristaps Porzingis scored a season-high 29 points in the Knicks' 102-94 victory over Charlotte. Baseball awards, Rangers skipper Jeff Bannister and Cubs Joe Madden named AL and NL Managers of the Year. Cy Young awards handed out tonight. NFL Raiders linebacker Aldon Smith suspended for 1 year without pay under the NFL substance abuse policy. Todd Ant, ABC Sports.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 103.3, and we are streaming audio and video this morning, KMAS.com. Good morning and welcome to it. A Wednesday, the sun's shining, and so are you. 11 minutes past 10 o'clock. Jeff, maybe
Yes,
next year.
Maybe, what? No, I want it this year.
David Beckham.
Oh, yeah, maybe next
he's
year.
been a sex symbol for nearly 2 decades, but he's still flattered to be named People Magazine's 30th anniversary sexiest man alive.
He's pretty good looking.
If they just changed the category a little, there'd be a lot of other people that could be considered.
He's pretty darn good looking.
He is 40 years old now. It's the new 20.
Okay.
Or something, I don't know. Anyway, his wife ain't half bad, Victoria Beckham.
Posh
of the Spice Girls, right?
Yes.
See, I'm keeping up with all.
You're hip. You're with it. If it was 1995, you would be number one.
I'd be in with the in crowd. All right, Gonzaga, ranked number 9 in all the land until they prove otherwise. Either way, take on the Lumberjacks of Northern Arizona. 5:40 pregame, tip-off 6 right here. You're home for Gonzaga basketball. News Radio KMAS. Thursday night football tomorrow night, Tennessee and Jacksonville. Huh? What? Yeah. Saturday, Cougs going to host the Buffaloes of Colorado. And we'll begin our coverage at 5:30 with a 7:45 kickoff on Saturday night. Yeah. Seahawks and 49ers this Sunday, 11 a.m. pregame, 1:25 kick from CenturyLink Field. Second of 3 home games in a row for Seattle. Didn't do much good last week. We'll see if they can right the ship this week and pull within a game of 500. How's that for high aspirations?
Yeah.
And the Cincinnati Bengals, who lost their first game of the year just Monday night, are back on the major spotlight with the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona, who just completed a big come-from-behind win over Seattle on Sunday Night Football last week. So we'll be rooting for Bengals, I guess.
Sure. We have to.
High Climber Football Banquet tonight at 6 at the Shelton Civic Center.
It's 8:13 here at KMAS, and a good morning to you. It is sunny. It's nice. See some birds out on the branches. 40.
Kelly.
No, behind him. 45 now. Quarter inch of rain still likely through the overnight into tomorrow. Then we'll dry out until Monday, where we're likely to see a little bit more rain Monday night into Tuesday, and then that rain by Tuesday night into Wednesday could take the form of snow.
Temperatures in the 20s on Tuesday night, Wednesday night?
Yeah. We're actually going to be, the lows, the overnight tonight's going to be about freezing, and we're going to be at about freezing until then.
Really?
And then 24.
So that's when you know it's winter, when those temperatures get below freezing.
It's cold.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line by email or Facebook. Now, from the southernmost tide pool of Puget Sound, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
8:15 at KMAS, KMAS.com. We encourage you to like us on Facebook. You can get our news stories on your news feed. Also, with Twitter, at 1030 KMAS is our address. Still some power outages scattered around the area, and the crews for everyone involved, PUD3, PUD1, PSE, all working very hard to get you back online as quickly as possible.
Yes, our thanks to them, and Thanks for your patience as customers. From them to you. All right, the late Johnny Mercer, founder of Capitol Records, born on this date in history, as was Hank Ballard, who was a singer-songwriter. And you got to think Chubby Checker, eternally grateful to Hank Ballard, because Hank Ballard wrote The Twist.
Well, he better be.
Daily, show all the people how to do the twist.
Yes, Mom.
All right. Brenda Vaccaro.
What were you wearing during that time?
Huh?
What were you wearing when you were a kid doing the twist for your parents' friends? I'm imagining like a picnic table checkerboard top, maybe a straw hat.
Not bad. I didn't have a straw hat, but some checkerboard top could be true.
Coveralls.
Kids. See, some coverall. Maybe, I didn't have coveralls, probably just some jeans.
Had a slingshot sticking out of your back pocket?
Yeah, more than likely. Had some Keds on. They were worn out around the sides, just nothing but my socks poking through outside. And you just try to put out 2 cigarette butts at the same time.
Is that what you told everybody?
Yeah. Twist your arms.
That's funny. Great guitarist for Metallica, Kirk Hammett's 53 today.
Yes.
He shreds.
He does. That's
Man,
the term,
53.
isn't it? Shred.
Yeah.
You're for a good guitar player.
He's a shredder.
Brenda Vaccaro, as we mentioned, 76. Linda Evans. Doesn't she live in Tacoma, or do I have her confused with somebody else?
I believe you're correct.
Yanni's. Yeah, you're always yawning. That's my name.
It's a
Dynasty.
Born in Hartford.
Okay. Linda Evans is 73 today. And Jameson Parker, one of the Simons of Simon & Simon. I don't know if it's the first one or the second one. And Kevin Nealon, funny guy from Saturday Night Live. He always looked, so he is old. I was going to say he always looked older than the rest of the cast members. Now I find he's 62. He is older than all the cast members. Is he still on? No, former. Saturday Night. He was in Weeds, too.
Yeah, that's a pretty good show.
Yeah. Strange.
Weird. He was like the mayor of the community or something, and his friend's wife was a drug dealer. Owen Wilson's 47 today.
Luke's brother.
Owen is the blonde one. And this morning, coincidentally, the Zoolander 2.
Is he the one with the broken nose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was...
he's more popular than Luke, isn't he?
Well, yeah.
I mean, he's gotten more movie roles.
Yes.
Comedies. And then who's his sidekick there in The Wedding Crashers and all
Vince
that?
Vaughn.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn. They do well together in movies, I think.
So Owen Wilson also in Zoolander, and the preview for Zoolander 2 came out today. Apparently Benedict Cumberbatch, who everybody loves these days, he's the new hot model.
Well, what happened to Stiller?
They're there. I don't know how it works, but Zoolander, Derek Zoolander, and Owen Wilson's character, they're in it again.
Yeah.
I think
I start laughing just thinking of those two guys on the screen.
Yeah. So check out the trailers. Zoolander 2 is out right now.
Peta Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Nikita. La Femme Nikita.
Yeah.
45 today. And the late Imogene Coca, actress and comedian, back in the day, your show of shows, was born on this date, 1908. She was funny. She had one of those faces. You look at it and
most
you start
people
laughing.
do.
She had one of those faces, though.
Kind of like Igor in Young Frankenstein. Sorry. Here this way, one eye's going the other way. The Oxford Dictionary, Dale. So it's Owen Wilson's birthday.
Yes.
His brother Luke Wilson is in a great movie, funny movie called Idiocracy or something like that.
Yes.
And he is like the most average person in America, and good. He gets frozen. And is woken up a couple hundred years in the future.
Oh.
And the world has devolved. And
he's a king?
He becomes like the smartest guy. I bring it up because the Oxford Dictionary, their word of the year is an emoji. It's a graphic. It's not a word.
Listening to
So I think
Daybreak
we're
with Jeff and
heading
Dale
down
on
there.
KMAS News Radio.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at,
Excuse me, heavy news?
you know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is?
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
So next time you're waiting at a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
Look for your free copy of Coffee News, available in restaurants throughout the South Sound and Mason County.
When the baby is sick, it's often hard for a parent to know what's wrong. Complications to a cold can become severe, and a very small child can't tell you what the problem is. Fever, excessive crying, and ear tugging can be signs of an ear infection, which develops when bacteria gets into a fluid buildup in the middle ear. Oakland Bay Pediatrics has a 24-hour hotline for parents when a child may need medical attention. For after-hours advice or to make an appointment for your child, call Oakland Bay Pediatrics at 426-3102.
Oakland Bay Pediatrics is part of Mason General Hospital and family of clinics. Equal opportunity provider, translation services provided.
Mason General and family of clinics.
Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom31.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom31.com. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom31.com.
Hi, this is Lynn Longan from Mason County Economic Development Council, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
That's funny.
All right, 8:23 here. It is really nice outside right now, Dale.
Yeah.
Looking out the windows, the sun is shining. It's BEAU.
Now again, this is my favorite time of year. Last couple of days, not so much. Today again, right back to it because
we're likely to get a little bit of rain during the overnight, about a quarter inch. Nothing we're not unfamiliar with. Yesterday at Sanderson Field alone, 1.8 inches just yesterday. Looking at some of the totals on that one. Wow, that's a lot of rain. All has to go somewhere. And so we want to make sure that you are aware and apprised of any tree situations. We talked about Fred Holmes Tree Service again.
Yes.
Numbers, because you never know.
Clean up, and you want to get it taken care of right away. And you'll have an opportunity now for the next couple of days to do that because.
What's going on? What's up, Carol?
Good morning. I posted on Facebook the updated list of road closures from Mason County Public Works.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So if you want to check those out. Yes, on Facebook and on our website.
Facebook/1030 KMAS or just /KMAS?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, you can just, if you are on Facebook, just put 1030 KMAS in your Google or your Facebook search bar. And you should find us.
Boom, there you are.
There it is. Okay.
We are.
Good. Thank you. PUD is working to restore electricity at Mission Creek Road, Occoneck Road, which is also a portion of the Sats of Cloqualam Road, Spalding Road. Scattered outages, and they're working hard. PUD 3, PUD 1, PSE. Thank you so much to those guys working during the overnights. In like the worst weather ever, they're out there doing it.
Yeah. You know, they would like to wait until a day like today to go back and fix it.
Yeah.
They don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
And, always typically it seems like all these things happen at night, in the middle of the night, but it wasn't the case yesterday. It was all during the day. Unusual. Usually the big storms roll through the night and
power and it's dark and you're scared and your pets are going crazy. This is ultimately a sad story.
Okay.
At first blush, I was thinking, indignantly, who would steal from the Girl Scouts? Well, it's a sad story. It's a mom. An Ohio woman got nabbed shorting the Girl Scouts some $1,000 of a $2,400 cookie order on behalf of her Scout daughter, and she was sentenced to a year probation. Her name's Kelly Phillips. She'd been convicted of one count of theft over $1,000, was also ordered to make full restitution that she owes. And incidentally, the scheming former Scout mom has the Girl Scouts of Western Ohio to thank. Their good deed for the day was to convince the judge in the case to spare her jail time. So they not only are Girl Scouts, the creed is strong, but the ability to forgive is strong as well.
That's a great story.
Yeah. So, ultimately, there's probably a story behind the story here, and she did it probably, maybe, for some desperate reasons, and wouldn't have done it under normal circumstances.
Day 27, some morning stock numbers are coming up with Marilyn Foster on the way as well tomorrow. And then you're going to take off, right? You've got...
I'm going to take off out of here. I got a dental appointment to go get myself cleaned up.
Okay.
Presentable so people don't smell me before I get there.
Tomorrow we'll focus on Shelton a little. Also Friday we'll talk with Dr. Alex Apostle. And then on the 24th, so next Tuesday, we're going to talk to Uncle John. And he writes those Uncle John bathroom readers. They're really good,
man,
full of great information.
They're good.
We've got a couple copies that we can give out to some listeners as an early Thanksgiving present. So we'll do that next week.
Next week, what day is he going to be on?
The 24th, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be in
Wednesday,
at 8 o'clock.
Jim Morrell's going to come in with us.
Oh, good.
Wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
I haven't heard from Jim
And he's got a little bit of a
Morell in
Thanksgiving present he wants to talk about.
Oh.
To the community. Pretty cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, very exciting. Yeah.
It's nice to
always
talk
good
with
to talk
Jim.
with Jim. You bet. All right. So
I heard the phone go.
What a waste here. This guy's he's on my naughty list.
Okay.
32-year-old from New Jersey charged with assault and battery. And I spell assault, S-A-L-T, and buttery. Hitting a fellow patron at a pizza restaurant with a sandwich.
Well, why is there even a sandwich at a pizza restaurant?
Well, they're good. Sandwiches and pizza places are good. Anyway, sandwiches anywhere are good.
Never the twain shall meet.
All right. John Magnus allegedly wailed the 50-year-old with a Sammy and then sped away in his car, only to have the victim give chase and pointed him out to the police. They arrested him, and Magnus was charged not only with assault and buttery, but a DUI. They don't know for sure that he was drunk, but he refused sobriety tests, which is kind of an indicator that...
It's often a tell.
Yeah. It's a tell. That's a good way of putting that. So.
All right. From Edward Jones, Karen Shades
Put
on
that sandwich down, Karen.
Right. I thought it was very interesting what KMAS did for too. Christmas Town. Well, you guys were talking earlier in the morning.
Yeah.
KMAS.
I
Christmas.
like it.
Christmas.
I like that.
That's a new one.
It
to me.
doesn't play well in July and August. That's the only problem.
Yeah, but July, you always say Christmas in July. People do it.
There are
Yeah,
Christmas
that's true.
and July sales.
We could be Christmas year-round here. Christmas
That's
Town.
right, we are. We are Christmas Town. So, yeah.
So there it is.
There it is.
Maybe I'll have to get us back to KMAS, which all the locals call us that anyway.
Yeah.
I've been fighting it for 13 years. I should just give it up.
Just
I call it
accept
that.
it.
Everybody does.
You know, as long as they know who we are.
Yeah.
Who cares what they call it?
You know, at one time when we were trying to think of a spiffy little name for the website, Jerry and I were on an airplane flying somewhere, right? Writing down names. And KMOS, M-O-S-S, KMOS.com was one of our thoughts on that.
Well, I'm glad that was properly vetted.
The Mason Jar. You ever heard of that one?
No, I remember the restaurant, but not a
Yeah, the
website called
restaurant,
that.
Tumwater. Yes,
Yeah.
All right.
Best banana cream pies around.
Yes, best soup.
I got my stomach jump.
Soups.
Are they
Today.
good there too?
Yes.
All right. Now you're making me hungry.
Sorry,
What's up with
sorry.
Wall Street?
Okay, well, U.S. stocks are gaining as investors look forward to the minutes of the Federal Reserve's October meeting set to be released at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Federal Reserve officials on Wednesdays continue to flag December as a possible time to raise interest rates after 7 years near zero, with two expressing confidence they'll be able to pull it off smoothly despite concerns of abrupt market reaction. On the economic front, data showed a decline in new housing starts in October. However, a better than estimated building permits report is indicating construction is likely to continue to rise in the coming months. U.S. bond prices are little changed. So far this morning in the S&P 500, the best performing sector is energy, while the worst performing sector is utilities. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 87 points at 17,577. The Standard & Poor's 500 Index is up 10 points at 2,060, and the NASDAQ Composite Index is up 27 points at 5,013. This morning, volume on the New York Stock Exchange is moderate, with 215 million shares being traded, and advances are outnumbering decliners by roughly 2-to-1 margin. In the commodity markets, the spot price of gold is down $1.89 to $1,068.43. The spot price of silver is down 8 cents to $14.11, and crude oil prices are up 23 cents to $40.90. In the bond markets, the 30-year Treasury yield is currently 3.06%, and the 10-year Treasury yield is currently 2.28%. Stocks of local interest: Amazon is up $13.87. Costco is up a penny. Boeing is up $1.56. Starbucks is up 30 cents, and Microsoft is up 57 cents. This is Karen Shade of Edward Jones, member SIPC, serving individual investors with personalized attention and long-term financial advice. I'm located at 1051 Southeast State Route 3 in Shelton. And if you'd like additional information, you can contact me at 426-4590. And daily commentary is also located on our website at edwardjones.com. Have a good day.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Local news is brought to you by Fred Holmes Tree Service. FredHolmesTreeService.com, 427-4489.
You're listening to KMAS News Radio. I'm Mary Lynn Foster. Winds gusting over 50 miles per hour yesterday knocked out power to over 320,000 people in western Washington. There were nearly 8,000 outage. Overnight, crews were still working to restore power to some areas in North and South Mason County. In North Mason County, power to a substation was cut when trees fell onto high voltage power lines. Nearly 3,400 customers were affected. Power was also lost to a substation west of Shelton, affecting about 2,600 customers. PUD-1 crews were busy yesterday clearing up lines down on Sunnyside Road and replacing the pole that was down on Duckabash Road. Crews picked up a load on the Union substation to get power back on for all Union Alderbrook customers. Puget Sound Energy crews still have work to do as their restoration efforts include making repairs to transmission lines. PSE had so many outage issues that they had to call in extra crews from other areas to help. Flooding in the Skokomish Valley yesterday prevented all garbage and recycling pickups for customers in Mason County. Officials are telling garbage customers to double up their regular service for Tuesday, November 24th. Recycle customers are asked to bag up all extras, and they'll be picked up on the next scheduled pickup day on Tuesday, December 1st. Mason County voters may get to decide on increasing the sales tax to pay for an increase in the sheriff's budget and to give him a raise. The county commissioners decided to put a request for a 0.3% sales tax increase on a 2016 ballot. The tax would increase the sheriff's office budget and provide a $29,000 raise in the sheriff's annual salary. Commissioner Tim Sheldon proposed the tax levy, with Commissioner Randy Netherland agreeing during a meeting on Monday. Sheriff Casey Salisbury reacted by saying that under this proposal, it means that if he wants a raise, then he has to go out and sell it and essentially beg the voters for his own pay increase. Commissioner Sheldon says it gives the citizens a chance to weigh in and decide if they want to vote for a $29,000 increase for the sheriff. Salisbury is paid $86,000 a year to oversee 109 full-time employees and a $12.8 million budget. He hasn't received a salary increase since he took office in 2004. He wants his pay to be more in line with the sheriff of Grays Harbor, who oversees 80 full-time deputies and support staff and is paid an annual salary of $113,000 a year. The commissioners directed County Budget Manager Frank Pinter to come up with a proposal for the sales tax levy for discussion. I'm Mary Lynn Foster, your local news at AM 1030 and FM 103.3, and always on KMAS.com.
Some other car dealers only worry about selling you cars, often crippling you with interest rates that are through the roof. Not Whitney Chevrolet. Our finance guy is an expert at getting the finance you need at surprisingly low interest rates. Recently, we got a young lady without any credit history who had been turned down at other dealers at an extremely low interest rate. Now that's a big deal. Check out our inventory at whitneychev.com, then come in and see us.
A $150 negotiable document fee may be added to the price of all vehicles.
Just down the road to Whitney.
Financial advice you can understand on the Dave Ramsey Show.
I got out of college at 22 years old. You know what the interest rates were then? This is 1982, baby. 15% fixed rate. When you're sitting here on 3.5% fixed rate 15-year money, this is ridiculous. And some of you are sitting around with a 5% mortgage and you're just too intellectually lazy to refinance. What are you sitting there for? That's stupid. Hi, this is Dave Ramsey. Tune into my show weekdays from noon to 3 here on KMAS.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 103.3 and KMAS.com. I'm Dale Hubbard. It is 8:36. Sports notes for you. We begin our 2015-16 Gonzaga men's basketball season tonight on the radio. The number 9th ranked Zags taking on the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. Yeah, indeed. In Spokane, pregame 5:40, tip-off set for 6 p.m. this evening. Tomorrow night, Thursday night football at 5, Titans and Jaguars. Saturday, the Cougs will host the Colorado Buffaloes, and we'll have that for you. It's a 7:45 kickoff in the evening Saturday night. We'll begin our coverage at 5:30. First time Cougars have been ranked in the top 25 since 2006. Pretty exciting stuff. They're ranked number 23 in the coaches poll. Seahawks and 49ers this Sunday at CenturyLink, 11 a.m. pregame and 1:25 the kickoff. And then Sunday night will cap off the weekend with the Bengals and Cardinals beginning at 5. And a note, the High Climbers football banquet is tonight at 6 at the Shelton Civic Center.
Continues to be real nice out there, and we'll see temperatures today right around 47 or so. It's 46 now, so not going to get much warmer than it is right now. We're likely to see a little bit of rain during the overnight into tomorrow. 46 again Thursday. Friday, Saturday, more of the same. Clear skies, sunny, no real rain. Not until Monday night do we see another chance of rain and rain-snow mix on Tuesday, the 24th. And it looks like if we do see any of this stuff, it'll start maybe around 4. It's just going to be really cold as well. 20.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now, from the artesian waters of South Puget Sound, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning to you. It's 6:39 here at KMAS. Tom Hartman is coming up at 9. He's live and takes calls. You can call in Tom Hartman. He'll give the phone numbers out during his show. Dave Ramsey as well from 12 to 3. Chad Benson on the air into the evening. Alex Jones, InfoWars 6 to 9, and Art Bell back on the radio. He's live Midnight in the Desert from 9 until midnight. And you can call in and share your strange stories with Art Bell. Coming up tomorrow, focus on Shelton and Dr. Alex Apostle on Friday at 8:10. We've got great guests aplenty moving into next week for Thanksgiving. Now, Thanksgiving comes, as it always does, on a Thursday. And this year, the NFL has once again set up a triple header for you. And we've got all 3 games on KMAS, 6 o'clock in the morning. Thursday morning, we start the pregame show. 6:30 will be the kickoff of Game 1. Now, the Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving. The Lions always play on Thanksgiving. And then it's the Thursday night game. And I'm pretty sure the Thursday night game on Thanksgiving is going to be a doozy, as I expect it to be the New England Patriots and Tom Brady taking on the injured Peyton Manning. Is he even going to start next week? He's not in this Thursday. The coach Kubiak has made that decision already. I don't remember the guy's name, Offswinger or something like that. He'll be making the start. But coming up on Thursday the 26th, the big story, will Peyton be heading out onto the field to take on Tom Brady and the Patriots? We'll have all 3 games Thursday night. Friday, during Daybreak programming, we'll have some special ABC shows for you, which focus on holiday gift giving, holiday movie guides, holiday fun and frivolity. That'll be on from 6 to 9, and then at 10:30 on Friday, Black Friday, we will start our pregame show for the Apple Cup, and that's going to be at 10:30, and the kickoff for the Cougs and the Huskies will be at 12:30 on Friday. I was doing some looking on the sports schedules and sports records, and there is a question now if UW will even make it to a bowl game. There's only 2 games left in the season, the Beavers and the Cougars, and let's see, the Cougars are doing quite well. There are 5 and 7 teams, so if the Huskies win one of these and they lose the other, there are still some 5 and 7 teams that will be needed to fill out the matchups in these just massive amounts of bowl games that come as they get closer and closer. Carol's in studio with me to help fill out the last 20 minutes or so.
Good morning.
Morning. Checking on the weather and the conditions. PUD crews have been working very hard. Still a couple areas out. There are phone numbers that you can call. The main line to PUD 3432-1533. They do a really good job, and I think have even been awarded, given awards for their social media outreach, PUD3.
Yes, they have. So was PUD1, I believe, also.
Oh, good. Well, great.
Both PUDs working super hard throughout Mason County. I think PUD1, there was a couple more things that they were just trying to get fixed. If you follow our Twitter feed, usually if I can, I try to retweet those so they are on our Twitter feed. That's Mason County PUD1 Agate Beach water system is without water this morning after the storm. Top of their list. So they are going to go out and check and flush other systems. That was just about 8 minutes ago from the PUD1.
That's pretty impressive what a tool this Twitter
social media
is.
I know it's awesome.
It really is helped get the word out quickly. And you can see it, we can see it here as like when the school district started doing their texts or emails when the classes were canceled and things like that. The number of phone calls we got dropped off considerably because always people would call in here and they tell us, they give us a secret code word, and then we would spread the information. But wow.
Right. So if you're a part of the school system, you are probably hooked up to their text messaging or whatever. And they do call us to let us know, like yesterday when Miriam Knight was let out early. Everything is on a go this morning. I think they had a late start, but those things, your school and you are intertwined right now. So we do get the information, but not like before. So definitely contact your school if you don't, for some reason, are not hooked up with your cell phone or a way to get in contact with them.
On KMAS.com, Carol's the one that kind of sets this whole site up and gets things going here and there. And there's a lot of great information, including a lot of the tweets that come through our emergency tweet list. You can see it there in the bottom left-hand corner. We've added a bunch of new commenting features, and people are really starting to get in and on this. And I was telling Dale early this morning that I feel the comments are a lot more thoughtful. There's a lot less like snarkiness and sniping at people. And gee, I wonder why. Well, because your name's associated with it. It's so easy to be anonymous on the internet. And I've been doing a fair amount of, not research really, but just kind of looking into how much negativity there is involved, especially when you can be anonymous. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, there's no holding you accountable. So why can't you say whatever you want? And really, some of the people that even say it, they're just trying to get a rise out of people. Sure. Also, they're not even, even in the conversation.
Oh yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. But one other thing I really wanted to mention was, if you want to find out what's happening, I try to keep it updated on our weather link. It has the roads, PUDs, the emergency alerts, also on the Twitter feed, and then I try to post that stuff too, for like roads closed and that type of information.
If you have any great pictures, you can ship them off to us at daybreak@kmas.com, or you can even, I think, just post them right on our Facebook page or tweet us the photos that you have seen, and that's pretty cool stuff as well. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back at 8:45, we'll wrap up this Wednesday, talk about what else is happening here around the old radio ranch. We've got more coming up next on Daybreak.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
We have awkward moments on the Darren Streblow Comedy Show.
I'm standing in the hallway of an expensive hotel in little strawberry underwear.
Hi, this is comedian Darren Streblow, and each week I have some of my funniest comedian friends join me on the Darren Streblow Comedy Show. You'll hear stand-up, funny music, and yes, even an occasional awkward moment. So join me and laugh on the Darren Streblow Comedy Show, Saturday nights at 9 on KMAS News Radio.
Do you have a teenage son with a hollow leg and 2 stomachs? Has your husband ever cleaned out the fridge for a snack? Are you hosting a group of ex-wrestlers for poker night? Then this is the pizza for you. Papa Murphy's 5-meat stuffed pizza, pepperoni, Canadian bacon, crispy bacon, Italian sausage, and ground beef, stuffed between 2 layers of scratch-made dough. Home bake a large Papa Murphy's 5-meat stuffed pizza for $13. Fresh made, fresh baked. Papa Murphy's, love at 425 degrees.
Your small business needs a loyalty rewards program, but email and paper cards are not effective, and using your POS system where you have to do all the work is bad as well. Go mobile. 95% of customers will check your marketing message on their smartphones in the first 5 minutes you send it, and we do all the work for you for under $150 a month. Call Puget Sound Perks today, 253-584-1212, or visit psperks.com. Reward your customers, and they'll reward you back.
Hi, this is Alex Jones, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Thanks, Alex. Alex Jones again on from 6 to 9 here on KMAS, right after Chad Benson and right before Art Bell's Midnight in the Desert. Carol's in studio with us right now and hanging out with me for the next 12 minutes or so, 10 minutes. Morning.
Not that you can have done it alone. Morning.
On the recreation page of KMAS.com, Fish and Wildlife is offering anglers opportunities for tight lines rather than long lines on the day after Thanksgiving. Holiday specials include thousands of large trout, 15, 16 inches in length, up to about 1 1/4 pounds, which is pretty darn good. Department currently preparing to stock lakes all around the great state, and some of those local. Why was I going to say locable? That's not even a word.
It's a good word though, locable.
It's like locavore. I don't even know where that B came from. Spencer Lake here in the county, Offutt and Long Lake in Thurston County, just some of the lakes they are stocking. So we were talking early this morning. You want to, I have in years past, it's been a while, that I've gotten up early and headed out shopping on Black Friday. There's not really a reason to.
No.
But it's fun for me still. This would also be fun
It would be fun. So I sort of wanted to go a little on that. What do you think of the new trend of moving away from just shopping on Black Friday? Is this a trend? Is it just a marketing gimmick?
Mean like REI?
Yeah, well, and then like these people are hooking onto it, like go out and go fishing, and then there's other places that are saying go do this or whatever. I mean, is it something that we are going to start moving away from such commercialism? Do you think it's happening or no?
Because for those familiar with counterculture, Black Friday is always known as Buy Nothing Day. It's the day to kind of butt up against the consumerism. You're supposed to buy nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think in the last 10 years I've actually done that.
Bought nothing?
On that day. But I am aware that it is a thing.
Huh.
But yeah, no, it's a Buy Nothing Day. And you're supposed to, put the tide on that. I'm a big fan of DIY gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Little extra elbow grease. And then, then you could say, hey, like Stephanie is big into making quilts.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, we got so many friends that got kids or they're going to have kids or something. And so she makes quilts for everybody. Oh my God, it's amazing and so beautiful. And the work she puts into these things.
Did she make a quilt for seasons? My mom makes them for seasons and then she displays them. I mean, they're beautiful quilts.
No, she doesn't.
She just got done with her Christmas quilt for this year.
Well, Steph, if you're listening, you're behind the ball. But no, I mean, it's maybe for a quilt, it's a little more money. But in the long run, I mean, you're like, hey, I got you this that I made.
Right.
Rather than you go to a store on the way to a party and buy something.
Well, and our family has always been a family of crafters, and most of us always make gifts. We always have been. So I totally like that. Are you, you got your list of gifts that you're going to start creating? Or
I need to. I'll probably make a few signs this year for people.
Like outdoor, like the flakies or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Some no soliciting signs, stuff like that. It just is, there's a lot more
joy in giving when you make it.
Yeah.
And receiving. I mean, when somebody makes something and you're just like, wow, you made that with me in mind. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. So that's I don't know. I've seen a lot of commercials too for stores that are going to be closed on Thanksgiving. They're really trying to latch on to that. I don't think it's going to go away though.
No, and I don't think there's, if it makes you happy to go out with your friends and super early in the morning and walk around in your pajamas in the mall.
Thursday though? But what about Thursday though? Thanksgiving, the traditional day.
Well,
should stores be opened? I mean, stores are open regardless because you have to go to the grocery store to get your cranberry sauce that you forgot.
Well, they also forget about if the people go out to the restaurant or the casino, all those people still have to work.
Yeah, they're working too.
When I worked in the service industry, different type of service industry than the one I'm working in right now. I mean, I worked probably, it was always like a 16-day straight through the holidays. You never had a day off. I mean, I worked every New Year's Eve, every Christmas Day, Eve, Thanksgiving.
But that is traditional. The service industry is open. It has only been a recent conversion for retailers to be open.
Well,
but the only sense is to make money, add the bottom line.
True.
In my opinion.
Well, yeah, obviously that's why you have a store, so you can make money. You're not really doing it are you really doing it out of the goodness of your heart when you open a store? Maybe in the beginning.
Maybe in the beginning.
Most good things start in the beginning and then they get sort of crazy. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it. If you know that you're going to be working in a place that's open on Thanksgiving and you walk into it with your eyes wide open. If all of a sudden they say we're going to be open Thanksgiving, then you're just like, oh, I didn't realize I signed up for that. And then you have to make your decision on if that fits with your values.
Yeah. I mean, we plan on going to Portland for Thanksgiving and plan on going shopping Friday morning.
Do you? I don't plan on doing that. I plan on getting up and having a really nice breakfast with my family where we're going to go visit and then slowly make our way home.
Why don't you go fishing, catch a fish, and then you can have an awesome lunch while you watch the Apple Cup?
Yeah, that could be something that I could do.
It's 8:54 here at KMAS, and a good morning to you. It is sunny. It's nice. This is a definite change from 24 hours ago. It was really getting heavy rain as we were ending the show yesterday. It's 48 right now. There was a 1.8 inches of rain at Sanderson Field yesterday. That's how much came down. Tonight, during the overnight, 1/4 inch, but then we're clearing out. It's going to be nice until Monday and Tuesday, where the lows are going to be in the 20s. And some snow is in the forecast for Tuesday
for
into
the lowlands?
Wednesday.
Wow.
For Sanderson Field.
Oh, so this weekend it's going to be sort of sunny. So if you didn't get all your outdoor work or you need to clean up after the storm, you can get out there and do that. Okay, that's good. I got some more outdoor. I probably should clean some stuff off my roof.
Yes, a lot of people do. Big story, interesting story. Dale and I talked about it early this morning. 1,400 dairy cows are being shipped out of the Port of Olympia, and they're on their way to Vietnam. Crews loaded 20 truckloads of cattle onto a livestock cargo ship yesterday, and this trip, 29 days is how long it's going to take for this boat to get over there.
Yeah, the guy who's doing it said that the cattle are going to be comfortable on their trip. I'm just thinking their equilibrium is going to be completely thrown off. They're not, I don't think they're really going to, I don't think it's going to be comfortable for them. I mean, I'm not saying it's good or it's bad. I'm just saying
29 days on a boat is uncomfortable for anything.
Yes, it's for anybody, yes.
The country of Vietnam has a new campaign to get kids to drink at least 1 glass of milk a day. I'm guessing it's dairy milk, and we were kind of assuming this morning that rice milk was the major over
I would
there.
say goat milk.
Goat milk, interesting.
Yeah, so I wonder all of a sudden how they got their whole milk is good for you campaign going on. Because to me, this is just for profit marketing.
To send the cows over?
Yeah, because don't they have cows there?
Well, I don't know.
You know?
Maybe they don't have dairy cows.
Yeah.
Adopted Pet holding several fundraisers, getting you into the holiday spirit. And one of them is Photos with Santa. What a fun event. Bring your dogs or cats or birds. I don't know, lizards. December 10th from 10 to 3 at the shelter, 940 East Jensen Road. Photo shoot, 2 emailed photos, just $15. Get some prints for an additional $5. It is an appointment-driven event, so you need to schedule yours today because they go fast. 898-0089. However, walk-ins are welcome. I was thinking of taking Simon and Winston.
Well, I was wondering, I was going to ask you, how do you think your dogs would have done? Would do with sitting on a Santa's lap?
Oh, they'd be fine, but I'm worried more about scarring them, thinking I'm taking them back, because that's where I picked them up from Adopted Pet, a great organization.
Do you think they remember? I bet they have the smell memory.
I bet they do have the smell memory. So that was one of the things that I was thinking about.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you could dress up as Santa and get your own picture.
I was looking at the dogs available for adoption at Adopted Pet, and there are some cuties out there. But if you're going to do... No. But if you're going to give a living thing to a family member for Christmas or holidays, whatever, think about the long terms of
Yes, the long term.
You know, it's not going to be like these rabbits in Easter. Well, a week later, you go, I don't want to feed this thing.
I know.
All right, Carol, thank you.
All right.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Buying your Thanksgiving turkey this week, we share some rules of thumb for estimating what size you'll need on the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report.
This is a referral service. Calls will be routed to an independent referral insurance agency. Do you know the #1 cause of bankruptcy? No, it's not losing your job or running up credit card debt. It's not even divorce. It's medical costs. If you and your family don't have health insurance, just one serious illness or accident could be financially devastating. But now there's good news, really good news. A health insurance hotline has been established to provide health insurance for all Americans.